Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is a Sunday. We are back with our Romance of the Blue Rose. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax here. Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to go around, let all my players introduce themselves, say how things are going, and, why don't we start with, why don't we start with Simon? Hey, Simon, how are you?
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Simon, he, him, and I'm playing, of course, Fashard, he, him as well, who is maybe a vampire.
Point of order, maybe a vampire soon.
Yes. And I realized that I forgot to put Asen in the background, so
Oh yes, we need best puppers.
let me just do
There's
that.
there's an emote for them and everything. Because
There we
they
go.
are the cuteness. Speaking of puppers, why don't we jump over and say hello, Pooja. How are you? How are you doing?
Hey. Hey everybody, I'm Pooja. I'm doing well. Can't believe it's already Sunday, but also simultaneously excited that it's Sunday because I get to be here and do this. What I do here is play Delme Ferox. She is not turning into a vampire anytime soon, but she's just trying to relive her life. And recently there's been a lot of adults telling her to be careful and stuff, but that's just it's not gonna work out. But hey, she did get to meet a wonderful wyvern and go wyvern riding, and no matter how Russ wants to scold her for that, or Vashard does, no regrets.
A whole new world. All right. Underneath Pooja, we have Alyssa. How we doing today? How things going?
Hello, everybody. I had to read back through my notes and I was like, oh yeah, a lot happened last episode. It's a very moody episode, which is great, but a whole new world. But for the less interesting stuff, hello, I am Alyssa or Xander Slambleton. As I am around on the things, I am playing Cecilia Valent, the currently tormented healer. Really feel like I'm leaning into an emo version of this character, and I'm kind of all for it. Both use she, her pronouns, and we're both just very curious what's going to happen next, I think, is the word for it. Yeah. Curious.
Curiouser and curiouser, one might say. But, next up, hi, Trooper.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Trooper SJP. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm wearing a different t-shirt as the base for Rust today. I'm wearing just like a gray t-shirt rather than my normal gray and black t-shirt, and it's throwing me off. But I'll deal with it probably. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I am doing well, and I'm playing Rust the Rhyhawk, who is a Raiden, just like a large psychic red-shouldered hawk. And we are in the past. Yeah, we're in the past. It's awesome. Because it's like a trip through memory lane, but it's the past. It's fine. It's cool.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep.
And last but certainly never least, hey, Lindy, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing spiffy. Lucky Charms is the dinner of champions, and they're magically delicious. Not sponsored, but delicious. I play Ritska Sokolov, who is, just a nice Kernish lady with a pet wyvern who's also very nice now. And, may have taken Delme on a romantic joyride to see the sunrise and gotten smooched. Not by Delme, but by, the Shard last episode, and is okay with it. All of it, basically, yeah.
There was a lot of smooching going on last session.
Great.
There was romantic rides in sunrise wyvern flying. There was moral quandries and a lot of Major Hawkdad. Some conversations with others and questions about, what one could do to try and overcome the varieties and problems of fang sickness. The temptations of books that one knows exist that might not necessarily be to the best options. And then, unfortunately, a trip, a moment passing through into the past, and a figure from that past, well, from someone's past. An interaction, an awkward conversation. It gets very awkward when you tell somebody you're dead. And they're not. Yet. But when we left off, you had separated from Penry. Envoy Penry would continue to make his way south towards the coast as you made your way southwest to the city of Aldous. And you discovered that you really were you really were thank you, Simon, for trying in the past again. 35 years to be specific. What would you like to do?
Well, once they're alone again, I think Delmay had mentioned calling her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's just do that. Okay.
It's a good time to call your mom, I think.
Yeah. She'd be like, hi! She'd
I mean-
who the fuck are you? Again. You know what? This is going to answer okay, before Delmay does that, do we have like a team call going that she can drop off of? Or like, I don't know. Are we talking out loud after after what's his face?
When you, at the end of last session, you had already dropped from the group call because you were overwhelmed with the discussion of whether it was your fault that you had moved through time.
Oh,
You
yes,
were-
yes.
You were very...
She has to tell everybody about that. Well,
Yeah.
okay, before...
you were very upset by that, but...
Out of character before I call, I was going to say, Delmay is probably going to... This is going to be a very interesting journey and learning how doing stuff in the past it's carrying through time, like whether or not her mom remembers talking to her 15 years prior to this. Because I don't think Delmay in
25.
present time 25. Wait, I thought it was 50 and now it's 35.
Mm-hmm.
It was 60.
Oh, it was 60. Okay, my notes are wrong. Okay. So
It was 60.
Because I don't
It
think-
was 60 years because you're yeah. It was 60 years.
okay. So Delmay and her mom didn't talk about that. They talked about her time traveling, but they didn't talk about them. Did they talk about them talking once she got back? Okay, no. All right. So last trip was 60 years. Okay. All right. She is going to. What is it she has to do again? No, I mean my focus is not my
Psychic contact.
psychic contact. Donde es? Here it is.
4,
That's not that
6,
good.
8 plus 3 is 11 minus 1 is 10. You only needed technically an 8. You
They are still fatigued, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You and Ritka are still fatigued because you got up early to go joyriding, and then you didn't take a break. You were basically walking. So, you
Yeah.
can lose this 1 point of fatigue if you take a short rest.
Hashtag worth it.
When you take a short rest, but you
Yeah.
haven't done anything resting full yet. And I will acknowledge for some people it was probably hashtag worth it. So you make psychic contact.
While this conversation's happening, I'm going to be sitting on a branch of a tree, taking my 5-minute rest to get rid of my winded.
Okay. Others can do the same if they wish.
If everybody else is sitting down, Delmay will sit down and pet, just give, Whisper a good little scritchy scratch as she's talking to her mom.
Can I take my 5-minute rest sitting with Ritka and Carnage and just cooing over this giant wyvern that I have decided I will die for?
He would be eating it up. He would be just all about
Not you,
cooing over
not
him.
eating you up.
No, the attention.
No.
Just
Yes.
the attention. Okay.
Loves attention.
Yeah. But yes, when does mom pick up?
Hello. There's this pause, and you feel like the psychic shield is still in place.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
So, I don't know if you remember that this happened 25 years ago, but it's me, your time-traveling daughter. Back to say hello.
I haven't had enough coffee for this.
Yeah, I get that. I'm out on the road, so I haven't really had enough coffee for anything either. I think I ran out of coffee. It's really quite a pain. But,
I'm assuming there's a reason you
Hi.
called.
yes. One, to tell you that I've time traveled again. Do you remember our last conversation? Has that happened for you in this timeline?
Vaguely.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe.
25 years is a long time.
It's also complicated. I'm going with it. Just,
Okay. Well, this time I know I've time traveled, so at least I'm not going to yell at you for forgetting me. So, hooray, growth.
I would
Yeah, I feel
kind
like-
of take it as a little bit of. Hopefully, you would be growing over the fact that you aren't yelling at somebody that you haven't met yet, that they don't know that you exist.
I didn't know I was time traveling. I called you and you said you didn't have a daughter, and that really just hurt my feelings.
Well, it was a true statement.
I know, but it's
Still
kind of-
technically a true statement.
It's but Mom, it's a kick in the pants to hear your own mother say she doesn't know you. So maybe it's a good thing I was so hurt because I love you and all that. But anyway, I'm back in time, and
Yes. I need more. Just move on to the important part here.
shit, it's been 2 weeks out of character. What's the important part besides Vashard? If anyone can remind me.
That we got sent back in time.
That's the big
Well,
one
yeah.
that we got sent back in time.
Yeah. Time is definitely the big one.
And if she had
I
the
mean-
information on this whole process, I suppose.
Okay. So, Mom,
Yes.
I think we will get back in time by ourselves. Maybe, I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what the triggers are for why I travel back in time. A goddess did tell me this is my fault, so I do think this is
Well,
my
you're communing
fault.
with the gods. Okay, then obviously you know slightly more than I do.
No. God communing with me. I was sleeping, and a goddess just showed up. She was really cool. But the other thing, so if I don't know, in the 25 years between now and me being an adult, I guess I'm not that far away, aren't I? Oh,
You're not-
yeah.
Well, it's 35 out of game. It's 35 years in the past. You're not born yet.
Oh, that's the same, but I'm not that far away.
No.
If you could maybe look into why I might be traveling through time, and something about my magic. And then the other thing is, we're also trying to stop someone you don't know, but someone who is very important to me and you will know in the future, a really good friend of mine is suffering from fang sickness, and we're trying to figure out if there's anything to be done there. I don't know how going in back and forth in time is going to affect him, but I'm just putting it all out there in case you see anything. 35 years is a lot of time to read, and I know you're a busy lady, but I don't know. Maybe get Dad on that instead of growing plants. Are you married? When did you and Dad get married? I don't remember.
I don't need coffee. I need tequila.
Oh, well, he's a great guy. 100% do recommend him, not just because that's how I come around.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this correctly. The daughter I do not have yet is requesting that I do research for her in the past over time travel and magic and fang sickness. Is that what I'm understanding? Just making sure I understand this correctly.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, spoiler alert, life gets real wild in the future.
I couldn't imagine it.
I hope you like spoilers. I don't know who else to call. It's 35 years ago. I don't exist. There's not really, I don't know who else I can call for help.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you feel comfortable and safe enough in the relationship. Why are we having this conversation?
Because
Fine.
Surprise, you're my mom?
Yes, apparently.
If it helps in the future, you are like really invested in what I do and like ask me to make good decisions. And so like,
okay, but
this is preemptively making good decisions by asking for help.
This is where I'm going to put a caveat on that, because I don't know you. You say you're my daughter, but you're randomly showing up in my brain and telling me things. So it's entirely possible that this is an hallucination and I should probably seek mental help.
Well, if you do have a daughter 35 years from now.
You know what? I'm not going to, if it, whatever. Just have a good day. I hope you figure out your problems.
I think Delvin hangs up and is just like, I think my mom and I would probably have been friends if she weren't my mom. We were the same age.
Is Delme somehow disappearing slowly? Just making sure.
No, she's not.
Well, we don't know if she's met Delme's dad.
She didn't answer the question.
She did not answer the question. So, given that Delme has never said her dad's name out loud.
No, but now she has to look for a plant guy.
We don't know if he was a plant guy at the time.
That's true.
We do know that they met with the cabbages, though.
It could have been he became a plant guy once he became like a political spouse. Mm-hmm. Now I just have picture Delme's dad like an old-timey Chasten.
I picture Delme's dad as what if Odin Fire was the cabbage guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That just gives me so much joy. Thank you for that image.
It's Odin Fair.
I know. And Odin Fair doing anything, I'm just like, thank you for that visual.
Yeah. That has been a long time crush, but now he's the cabbage guy in my head. I'm gonna have to
also
unpack
part of
that
the reason
later.
why the Mummy will always have like the most attractive cast of all time, ever.
And it's why I will even sit through the sequel.
I know. Those are not great movies, but they're great movies. My eyes are happy and my brain is sad,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How close are we to the Pavenwild right now? Like, what's our distance?
Oh yeah, where are we? Do we know?
You're the same from the Pavenwild or from the tree line?
From the Pavenwild.
Technically, you've traveled a day and a half.
Okay.
From where you, but the Pavenwild itself isn't actually just the tree line, so it's a little bit further. I mean, like the village that you were, so I'd say like a day and a half from the tree line, and maybe 2-3 days from what people consider the Pavenwild, right? I would also. So, yes. So that was a very interesting conversation that just happened.
Yeah.
Russ is gonna set up a psychic phone call
With who?
because with the gang, it's like a all hail the parties here, psychic party line.
Cool.
Let's see. But he's been having troubles recently, so we're gonna see how that goes. Let's see.
5, 6, 7, 8. Or 9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. It fails again. He cannot get everybody in. And he's like, and you probably kind of can feel him like beginning to start when it just sort of fizzles. Oh, wait. That is an Arcana, which means I can use all 5 of those stunt points to boost that number.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
you
fine.
need to. But you need
Oh,
to
you have to
succeed before you can
Nope.
use the stunt points. That's the whole
Nope.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, if Delmay feels it, she'll try again. See what happens.
You'll need to hit, how many of us are there? There are 5 of us?
11.
you'll need to
and
hit,
13 total?
3.
You need to hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at 13 total.
Yeah, you did it. Because you need a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You need a 12 at least.
Okay.
For us all in the. when we're all
Well, and if we
together.
want more, she does have stunt points.
It's
too.
1 per extra person if they're there in person with you.
Okay. So we're just doing us, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're not going to invite Fedor and Dimitri.
Or Carnage.
No. Because then you have to pick between the companions, and that's just cruel.
I wasn't able to I wasn't able to make contact with everyone. I'm sorry. That's been happening a lot recently.
Oh,
It's okay, Russ. It happens to all of us sometimes.
I don't know.
we've had a lot going on. And I have brought everybody into the past again. Yay, you're welcome.
How did you do that?
I don't know. All I know is that I had a dream. It may have been a hallucination, but I don't really dream of God, so I feel like this one had to have been on purpose. But a goddess came and essentially, she said a lot of cool stuff. She's pretty cool. Would love to chat with her again. But the long and short of it is that it's pretty much my magic going wonky.
All right. So then how do you undo it?
Do we remember how we got back last time?
Not exactly.
I think it
I
just
think-
happened.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
just happened
yeah.
as far as we know. We were like over at Good Dad's house, right? And there was like a whole
We
Yeah,
spent the
nearby.
night there, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then did we wake up back where we should have been? No,
No,
we didn't.
We left and we started traveling.
And then we
Mhm.
started walking, and then suddenly we were back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe we need to spend the night, and
So-
then we walk, and we're back.
But the very first time it happened, it did not last a day.
That is
I don't
true.
know if that one was
Oh,
me.
yes.
That is fair.
If it is,
Because didn't we also change locations in that one? Because
I
I felt
think
like we were when we walked through that forest, we were like,
there was at one point we
turn?
changed locations. Yes.
yeah, I don't know if that one was me, but the one where we just moved in time and not space.
Oh.
I mean, it was a very short conversation, and I was dreaming.
So, senior envoy.
Yep.
I'm going to throw out a suggestion for you to take into consideration. We're about 2 days from the Pavin Weald because we were traveling back to Alda City because we've got a lot of things to do, but we're about 2 days away from where we started. And there is a unicorn up there in the Pavin Weald. And that unicorns were created specifically out of the tears of the gods. And unicorns and griffins are real special. They are one of the most
Sacred beings. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like if we're going to talk to somebody about time travel, and the implications of that and things we are or are not allowed to do. I'd want to talk to gods, but that's not a thing that's really practical or useful, with the exception of Delme, of course, or a unicorn or a griffin. And so I suppose the question I'd have is, do you think that going back to find that unicorn might not be would that be a useful thing?
Russ,
I mean-
with respect, no. I need to get back to the city for Shard's condition.
If we don't get back to the
unicorns are great,
present- but if we don't get back to the present, then I don't know if we can go back to the city.
I don't know why we're assuming we won't be able to get back to the present. The one we've had 100% success rate.
But we don't
Yes,
quite know
yes.
how it happened.
At the very
Except-
least, not all of us could get into the city, but Cecilia and the Shard could, and that is all we need to get medical treatment.
But we could also prevent Lady Talus from killing a unicorn.
Well, she didn't
How
actually kill that unicorn. That
She didn't kill the unicorn.
Oh yeah, and also how would it
Oh,
work?
didn't she?
no.
no, she threatened, but she was lying because she
Oh.
apparently is a bit of a liar, which
Okay.
is shocking to
No.
me. Actually, I mean, I'm
She's very much a liar.
But also, how I don't know how we would be preventing something that happened today. Like doing anything now would prevent something 35 years in the future.
that's kind of what I
Well-
wanted to ask the unicorn about, to be honest.
Assuming the unicorn lives for a long time, if
Or the
If my
unicorn is
lore
there
is-
in that specific glade.
No, I
know,
just
at this
actually
point in
wanted to
time.
ask permission. I just kind of wanted guidance on whether or not it's okay to try to change the past and the future. You know.
As someone who doesn't exist yet, I would say no, because I want to be here. And I mean, same goes for Richard and Cecilia and you.
I'm alive
Right?
right now.
No, you are right.
I'm alive right now as well.
Yeah.
But
I would not be
Everyone
very
was
helpful
probably been an
in
infant.
Kern at this moment.
but there is something we could try. 35 years is a long time. Time enough for a tree to grow and mature.
Go
we
on.
could plant seeds, a lot of them. We need to make sure that one of them will take.
Oh.
We do this on our way to Aldous. When we turn back to the present, there should be trees or
The
stumps.
trail of
if people-
trees.
Yeah.
Well, that's you're
But-
proposing a way to tell that we're back in the present.
And that we are able to change the past.
Oh, I see.
If I plant a seed now and nothing
Oh.
happens,
I mean,
Oh.
we could also. There's a lot of planting a seed doesn't mean it's gonna grow necessarily.
Which
right?
is
Like,
why he
there's
said a
also
lot of seeds to
But, like,
increase the germination
but
rates.
scientifically-
water.
but also I can magically make it sprout.
Oh,
But also, I feel
I
like
was. sug-
it seems like planting some trees may not ruin anything particular if we
That's
plant them
true.
out of the way.
I was just gonna call my mom every day until she remembers that she's my mom, and then ask her what I told her in the past and if she's done any research. Because remember, you guys didn't know. I asked my mom to like look into why I might be here, and what like maybe read up on fang sickness. She did seem confused as to why a complete random stranger would ask her of such things, but maybe
That makes
it will
sense.
take.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
it'll
it's
take
like
she does
that
the
wouldn't probably
research.
be odd.
Not be hurtful.
So either if she does the research or if she remembers the request for the research, either way, we'll know that conversation she and I had in the past can carry over to the present. But I like the tree idea too.
Especially since we have to get back to the present for that to work. So look, I just shared with Bashard. So if we could get some chicory that can help boost his constitution a bit to help him hold off that fang sickness, and
Oh yeah, mom did say that.
Yeah, some purifying light. This is information that was gathered and shared by Delme. I want to just point out that
I remember.
but Envoy Delme got some good information, did some good
Oh.
investigation, and reported that in.
I asked my mom. But maybe. But that's what I'm excited about. When we get back to the present, is to see if she has more stuff to share. Because I mean, this she was able to offer just through life experience.
Or that could have been her
Or
research.
she already knew you had
That could have
contacted
been
her
her
because
research.
This hurts my head.
It's all
Oh,
very
no.
Yes, well,
convoluted.
there's a reason why I never read those time travel books.
I don't.
Yay, we're living one.
So maybe we could try to see if we can get Vashard to kick this thing.
Yes.
Alright, well, I suppose keep our eyes open for chicory and plant acorns.
Yes.
As someone who grew up in the Pavin Wheel, do I know what chicory is and where we could find them around here? I know we're out of the Pavin Wheel, but we're not that far away.
Hold, please. Yeah, I mean, it's a wildflower. You could probably find it. You're in the open plains. It should be relatively easy to find.
Mhm.
All right.
It
Whisper
looks
will
like-
help.
Oh, that's not a TN1. I'm fairly certain that this is not a TN1 spell. 2 seconds. This is gonna take me just long
I mean,
enough
it looks
for me
like a
to-
kind of.
Oh my god, it's a TN1.
Yeah, it's one of those you can't fail.
Oh, because okay, so it's based on the outcome actually. So
Mhm.
so I will use if the group doesn't mind, while you're all getting ready, I just need 10 minutes by myself.
Certainly.
So
You don't
Vashard,
need to be completely by yourself. People can look at you to keep you safe.
Yes, it just undisturbed.
so Vashard is communing with plants. What are the rest of you doing?
Overwatch, making sure that somebody's making sure we're safe.
Okay.
Checking in on everybody we have, all of our guests, our team, make sure everybody's. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm just flying around, looking on a perch, making sure everybody's accounted for.
You're a
think
really bad
Delmay's
host,
gonna-
Russ. I'm just saying.
I'm making sure they're not dead. I don't see how that's a bad host.
You're not even engaging in small talk and making them feel comfy and welcome. I mean,
I don't engage in small talk.
Rika will be realizing that Fedora and Dimitri are probably a little lost with the time travel thing, and Carnage probably doesn't care. She will be catching Dimitri and Fedora up on. So this isn't the first time we've time traveled. Basically, that whole spiel.
Delmay's gonna rest for those 10 minutes.
Cecilia?
Probably continue to take it easy and make some just cursory notes on things we can try, and also trying to remember how you make chicory root coffee and remembering what it tastes like, and hoping to get a little bit for herself because again she's had no coffee and this is unacceptable.
So in that case, Cecilia, why don't you go ahead and roll me natural lore?
Is that one of the ones I don't actually have? A bummer. But I have pretty high intelligence.
But 15 is very suitable intelligence, and with a 15, you can remember how to make chicory root coffee. It's a little bit of a slightly more involved process, but it's still easier than roasting coffee beans, picking and then roasting coffee beans. And you can find some variety, you can find what looks like chicory nearby, not too far from where you've kind of settled randomly in the middle of this plain as you're making your way southwest to Aldous. The kind of cornflower blue daisy-like flowers spring up and are easily noticed even in the waving grass, tall grasses. Delme is resting, Vishard is meditating and working on his magic. Ritka, while you're... Dimitri and Fedor are very much of the slow raised eyebrow and like they don't engage in there hasn't been an orgy, but they time traveled.
I know exactly how you feel. Yes.
So would it be really awkward to instigate an orgy during the time travel?
I don't think so, but they might.
And Dimitri then turns and
sort of
looks.
skipping back to the present time.
You know, it's... Dimitri then turns and looks and raises an eyebrow like he's actively considering this because he is that kind of chaos child.
Oh yeah. Ritka and Dimitri always got along pretty well.
And then Fedor just negligently, like, kind of flicks him in the back of the head. It's like, no, not right now. And, Russ, you're flying Overwatch. Can you, roll me an perception?
Do you want perception seeing?
Yes.
All right.
Oh.
Cool.
8, 9, yes, 16. Just, making sure everybody's present and accounted for, and we don't have anybody trying to sneak up on us, follow us, being nefarious in any ways, keep everybody safe.
Hold on, please, 1 second. Because things got a little weird on my end, so I have to fix Windows. Sorry. Okay, we didn't have a problem. Nobody else saw that. So you're flying Overwatch. Vishard, what does this look like? As, you know, Asen and Whisper are on guard. Ragnar has kind of settled his large self kind of behind you as both a comfort and a bodyguard. But he a bear, so, you know, no one really tells him where he can't go.
It's basically just him sitting down in the grass, eyes closed, and focusing on just everything around. And it's me trying to find how to roll a spell.
There should be a dice in the actual
Yeah.
arcana.
It's just I need to make sure. Okay, perception and natural lore. That's weird, but okay. So that's a 10. So it works because it's a T and 1.
Do you have natural
it's-
lore?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So every 2 points of outcome, so I figure it's like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Probably, yeah, based on the way this works.
Okay, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That means 5 miles out. So within 5 miles, I can learn any 3 facts about the following, blah, 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 blah. So the first thing will be, like, I want to know where all the chicory is.
There's a shit ton of it kind of spread out in varieties. It's a wildflower, so you've got clumps of it growing
Yeah, I'll
there's-
try to find, like, if I know where they are, like, we'll plan out a route that will make sure that we
Yeah, so that you can keep
walk
going.
through the patches that have, like, the most.
Yeah, you can do that,
Um,
definitely.
The second one is...
Is it a 5-mile
bodies.
radius or a 5-mile diameter?
5-mile radius.
Okay, just...
Yeah, so I also probably pick up, like, stuff in the forest in back of
Yeah.
us.
Well, not that far. Not all the way to the forest, but yeah.
The other one is, are there any bodies of water?
There's a river in about 2.5 miles
Awesome.
that you were working your way to follow into this. It's the Rose River, so you were working towards it anyways.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to plant the seeds. The other is, any seeds anywhere?
Seeds of what? And out of curiosity,
Trees?
what spell are you doing?
It's called nature reading.
Okay, hold on. I need to check my book.
Oh wait, I have that too. Oops. I didn't realize that's what nature knowledge meant.
It's on page 104.
Thank you. Thank you. So nature knowledge, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That is something I was thinking of. Okay. You can find a variety of seeds of different types. I mean, like, assume for the purposes of this that you can find whatever kind of seeds that you want. I mean, you're in an open, grasslands, so lots of wildflowers. You have a bunch of tubular things like iris and
Yeah, but are there any, like, small clusters of trees in, or is it, like, no tree in 5 miles?
You haven't... Nothing that's developed into a tree. Again, it's a grassland, so the way the topography works is you might eventually get a tree or two, but not in the 5 miles that you've got. But you do have, like, you come across some, like, maple seedlings or maple seeds that have blown out, but for some reason haven't sprouted or whatever, just probably due to the weather accommodations on the plains, winds probably. No acorns, but
No, maple seeds are gonna work.
Cecilia,
Oh, yes.
didn't you have some nuts in your travel bag?
I'm sure I did. I'm just gonna root my bag.
Don't they come from trees? I think.
Depends on the nut.
Well, what kind of nuts
Also-
do you have?
also depends on if you roasted them or not.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were raw nuts. What do I need to do to go find a nut? What do I need to roll to find a nut?
We're gonna use Call of Cthulhu rules. Luck. Roll a d100.
Remember, you had that bag of nuts so that Russ wouldn't get into them.
Well, I do have it.
Yes.
I rolled a 12.
Yes.
They're not roasted nuts. They were Russ safe nuts, but Russ can't eat them.
Vishard.
I mean, I could eat them,
No, you cannot eat them. We were told
We're
that
told
it
not
was
to let you
a
eat them.
yes,
It'd make you all gassy.
I don't know
a
which one's bad.
scatological nightmare was awaiting us if we did.
But they're very tasty.
But they're not good for his stomach.
Oh.
Vishard.
Mhm.
The other thing that this spell does is tells you locations of animals and people and creatures in your...
Well, 3 of them. So my 3 were like chicory, seeds, and bodies of water.
No, it's you can learn any 3 facts about the following in a 1-mile radius. So it's 3 facts about the ground and terrain and plants, minerals, bodies of water, people, general
shit.
animal
Okay.
population, presence of animals, presence of powerful and natural creatures, or the general state of the natural setting. So you're out to 5 miles. You also can account for all of the plants and animals that are there. Lots of, you do account for a lot of things like rabbits and voles and a couple, groundhogs.
Wait, did you say lunch?
You weren't part of this.
Dang it! I don't get
No, but
nuts
I
and I
think-
don't get to have lunch. It's
I
terrible.
think when I like sense their location, I can just out loud, without breaking my concentration, but just like Vol southwest, 1.5 miles from here.
I think Whisper immediately is like,
And Vishard,
can I? Can I?
and Vishard,
Hmm?
there are 8 people around you within less than a mile.
Well, I mean, okay, aside from everyone in camp.
There are 8 people.
Which means my seeing was not good enough.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have the 2 prisoners, friends, refugees.
I mean,
So that's
technically
6.
Russ counts as a people.
Yeah, no, I
7.
counted Russ. So there's an extra
Parties
person.
count as a people.
It's probably Penry because that was one of the things that Russ was doing in this search because he's like, I don't trust that guy is not following us, but he didn't see him. It doesn't look like.
Well, yeah, and it's 5 miles. So Henry could be within 5 miles.
Can I detect the distance that each of them are?
Yeah. You can. So, for example, right now, I would say, you say you know them, you can ask 3 questions about where they are. You are within, I would say, 50 feet of everybody else? Right, roughly?
Yeah, I'm more interested into that 8th person.
Mm-hmm. About 100 yards.
Which direction?
South-ish of you?
Not the direction that dude was headed, was it?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Yeah.
stationary and not moving. Well, I wouldn't say 100 yards. I would say 100 feet. Sorry, I misspoke.
Can we turn around and look?
Someone's over there.
Someone?
Whisper look. Well, Delmay will too, but Whisper's got the eyes.
Like, as soon as I open my eyes, I'm gonna look. Because 100 feet is not a big distance.
No, you
Mhm.
can all make me a perception seeing.
Russ is going the other direction in case it is Penry, because he thinks that Penry's following us. He suspects.
You don't see
Whis-
anything.
Whisper uses her eyeballs.
Could I do second sight too to like figure out as a vibe check, as it were?
All of my people are failing.
Well,
I tried earlier and I got like a 16. I didn't get it.
Whisper got 16.
Yep, none of you see anything. Vishard, you
Yeah.
know that there's somebody out there. You cannot see them.
Ew.
Is it okay to second sight it? To,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
you can.
I want to try that too.
all right. Yeah, give me 1 second. I was just pulling up the spell to make sure I had the stuff for it.
Aside from
Oh,
the
wow.
slightly
Act.
Is-
growing, glowing green, like healthy green tendrils that are connected to Vishard, kind of fading at the moment as he's ended the spell. You also see, again, the same ongoing connection, this reddish gray connection from Vishard and Ritka and Dimitri and Fedor. Other than that, there really isn't.
Look, I'm going low, so I'm not going to be so visible. I'm going to sort of head out opposite direction because I don't really want him to see me, or at least not to get a good look at me because that might mess with the timeline somehow. But if it's him, which I suspect it is, he was a scout, so pretty good at being stealthy. He's probably going to be stalking us for a real long time, which is real bad. So I'm going to go outside of visuals with you all forward towards the river. I'll stay in the call, of course, and yeah, just note it's not great, everybody. Not great. Keep all the talk inside, not out loud. He doesn't need to hear anything.
Wait, Russ, why isn't it?
Who is this
Great.
person, Russ?
This is somebody who's is gonna die pretty soon, and as Delme said, we're not supposed to be changing the timeline. So the more he knows about us, because we're not supposed to be here, the less good. Ritka, your very good friend Delme doesn't want us to change the timeline.
I'm just saying we don't know anything yet, so.
He shouldn't know anything about us. The more
I
knowledge
I
he
mean,
has,
other than what we've already told him?
That he's going to die, essentially. But
Let-
that
We
we've
didn't
heard,
tell
and that
him
we've heard
that.
about it. Well, we said we thought you were dead, and then you all
Oh,
are not
yeah.
very convincing liars, so he did not believe it.
I'm
You
gonna.
say you all, like you weren't part of that.
I didn't say anything while he was here.
was not where he was. I'm gonna Russ keeps flying.
You
to
all
get-
are terrible liars. Just facts.
I don't like lying.
So what are we plant shaping?
Yay! Plant growth. It's a TN7.
Nuts. We're shaping
Uh,
some of Cecilia's
no.
nuts.
In a 40-foot radius where that person is, entangle. Everything in there is entangled.
Is there a save against that?
Ooh.
Yes, they must make a dexterity resistance check.
Mhm.
Which oh no, wait. Can I use a blessing?
Yes.
I forgot about
Sure.
that. Ah, there.
A little better.
You know, so that way I'm not also tired.
There you go. All right. Dexterity, you say?
Yeah, dexterity.
I'll say it works. Technically, it's a tie, but I'll say it works.
Well, even success means the target is entrapped, but they still have to contend with the thick undergrowth created by the tangled plants.
okay, so
and-
we'll say he's
Each turn is you're gonna have to try
Yeah.
again and again and again.
yeah.
But like if it's someone that's hiding in tall grass, I assume we'll see someone. Like the fact that they make a dex resistance check, and that's
Yeah,
what
it I will say that it breaks he is no longer hidden from view.
No, sneaky.
So who is it?
It is Bryn Mawr Penry, who's
Oh,
been
good.
and he's not cursing or visibly upset. He's not. I mean, he's not. He's so calm right now, and he isn't as genial looking as he was when you spoke with him about half an hour ago.
Mm.
And he's not he's not actively trying to break out of the foliage, almost like he knows that it would be extra effort for him. He's not currently entrapped, so he's not currently entangled, so it's not like but he doesn't want to put any extra effort, and he's just very blank staring at you all.
He'll be like, tell my both way awkwardly.
I'm gonna saddle up to Cecilia. Can you see anything wrong with him?
From here, no, but I can try. I don't. Hold on. Let me look at something really fast out of game before I go waltzing up to this weirdo that we don't get what's wrong with him. Where is my? Yeah. I will need to go up to him and actually be like, "You need to let me into your brain, bro." So I think I will.
Or
I
you could
think
do a
I
little
will,
sorcery.
You need.
I would
Oh,
like to
I
not
was- I'm kidding.
do sorcery.
I
mean,
was
you
thinking
could.
more second sight.
I can try another second sight on him, but I kind of want to get a little closer anyway.
Yeah. All you
'Cause
know
I-
is that Russ said
Because
that
I can
he
do
dies.
heart reading.
Yeah.
That's true. I can do heart reading and kind of get a sense of it, but I still need to be a little closer. Like not too much closer, but there is sort of a I can either get his emotional atmosphere or I can get a like truth reading on him, which is kind of scary if you think about it. But yeah, I think I will get a little closer and try to vibe check this dude. Where's heart reading?
Yeah.
There it is.
Russ told you that he dies in about 5 years, that he's a member of the finest. And that he dies, and that, you know.
While this is going on, Delme will lean over to Ritka and just say, I think we're just creating trouble for ourselves because we have nothing else to do until we're back home.
Okay.
Well, no,
so
I'm not going to judge.
So it's either I'm just getting the emotional vibe on him, or I can try to be like, why are you following us? And he has to tell me the truth if he fails that to beat a 16, basically. And I think I will go with option 2 in this case.
What is the
Why-
save?
It's a 16. It's what I rolled.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
an
but
opposed-
as a willpower self-discipline. Okay.
Oh, community deception. I don't think it added this.
no, it's the resistance is willpower self-discipline.
communication deception. Oh, I thought for truth reading it was communication deception.
Heart reading is what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Why did it not? Oh, it's one of the alternative uses for this spell. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
The core use.
Yeah.
The core block is Yeah. So
Yeah.
truth reading is resistant. Regular heart reading is willpower self-discipline.
But I want to know what's up with this dude. Why are you following us?
But truth reading is against their deception.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird. Well, it makes sense.
No, I'm like,
That's
that
only
makes
if they're
sense.
lying to you.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
But are you lying?
You can.
Oh, that
you can.
yeah, that okay.
You can use heart. You can use it to determine if they're lying to you, but it doesn't.
So it forces you to answer, but you still decide if you answer truthfully or not.
Yeah, no, she's just want to see what he's
No,
lying.
it's a regular. If you do it for truth reading, additionally, if you are heart reading a person, the narrator makes an opposed psychic against the person's communication. If they lie to you, so you haven't asked him anything. So the only way it would matter is if he chooses to lie to you, and half truths or omissions don't count.
Ah. Okay. Well, I still
Because she wants to find out if he's lying, right? That's like you're wanting to
I
ask
do
him
need to.
questions.
I am
You
gonna.
can. Yes,
I'm gonna
you can.
get Blake in his face and be like, "Why are you following us? What are you doing here?"
He just kind of doesn't say anything and keeps eye contact, keeps like half eye contact with you, but does that speakers thing where if you are on a podium or in a large group of people and you want to make sure that they all think that you're making eye contact with everybody in the room, you make eye contact with the second to last row of seats, because then everybody in front thinks that you're making eye contact with them, and then everybody in the back row also thinks it too. It's your standard public speaking trick. So, but he's not saying anything.
All right. I think I gotta do another second sight on this guy then, because I'm not gonna just break into his mind willy nilly.
You can just mind delve
Yeah,
just
I'm
a little bit.
sure. want to, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna have
13?
this ability. Yeah.
All you see is the standard magics that you have. He's not casting anything. He's not
casting it. He's not in psychic contact with anybody.
not at the moment.
All right. If you're not going to talk, I am going to try to. I need your consent before we go forward with this, but if you're not going to use your words, then I'm going to enter your brain. So let me in, please.
Nothing. And there's now
Can I poke his face. Just poke him.
You can poke him, and when you do, he just begins to slowly raise an eyebrow. And it really is that level of like, he really is that pretty, but once he shuts his face down, it's like there's a coldness that comes off of him.
You are truly just, please, I need to know if you're okay with me trying to connect to your brain.
He doesn't answer.
I'm just going to turn around and look at them and look back at this guy and look back at them and look back at this guy and be like, it's been an exhausting day. So a head nod will do. Please allow me to make psychic contact with you if you will not use your words.
No answer.
I'm gonna just try general psychic contact and just see if that helps. But then I'm gonna turn around to my friends.
Out of our
It's a very
call.
trying day here.
I was about to do that if you weren't. So yeah, thanks.
I just feel like some people
making the call.
have done torture for this sort of situation. Ritka.
What? So who would? What?
Anyway, well, let me roll. Do I need to roll if it's just trying to establish? Yes, I do, because I don't really know this guy.
Yep. Yeah, because he might have his psychic shield up to try and stop you.
He probably does. But psychic contact, where are you and why aren't you rolling? Just roll. Just roll. It's not rolling. So there it goes. So
15.
Not bad.
I'm very persuasive.
You just get a door in your face.
Well, I have the contact. I'm just
No,
in his
you
brain.
don't.
It's like, look,
you have
Oh,
you
then
get a
don't-
shield.
I have a door.
You have a giant freaking like iron kind of door in your face. It's almost the mental imagery that you get.
Just,
By the way, I pre-rolled for both his stealth and his psychic shield. Just telling you.
there we go. That explains it.
Ritka looks like she wants to be helpful, but doesn't think anyone would agree to her help.
Well, I'm going to use one of my personal convictions and reroll the psychic contact. 'Cause I'm gonna bring it to the
Delme is
rim.
still resting, but if this doesn't fix itself, she's gonna get involved.
Vashard, what are you doing?
So I have two questions.
Yep.
The first one is, would Vashar know, by virtue of being in the finest for a while, if our first envoy was the same person 35 years ago? I would know when they started, probably.
Yes, she's in the current first envoy is a member of the envoys, and I believe she is still high ranking.
But not the first envoy.
Yeah, I think she's like she gets promoted in the next like 10 years.
Okay. Then my second question is,
I think she was first envoy when Russ was like.
Yeah, she had just been promoted, so she
So,
had
like,
just
yeah.
she gets promoted in about 5 years.
So then my other question is, just like in, and Trooper might be able to correct me because I might be wrong. In the army, if someone of a higher rank asks you to identify yourself, even if they are not directly, like your direct, like higher up, like do you have to answer?
This would be more of like a hostile situation rather than like a I'm your superior. If you've been captured by the enemy, the only thing that you must say is your name, rank, and serial number, and that's as per the Geneva Conventions. But this is Blue Rose, and they may not have.
Yeah, no, but what I meant is technically we're part of the same army. We're part of the same group.
Well, I don't know if he believes that, and I don't know if we actually are in right now. But in a situation where he's like, this is hostile, the only thing we'd have to say is like name, rank, and serial number, and that's it. And they wouldn't have to say anything more. And he may not even have to do that here, depending on what they're.
No, but yeah, except he might not believe I'm in the Sovereign's Finest, that none of us are in the Sovereign's Finest. But that doesn't prevent us from... Yeah, it's weird.
And technically, nobody here but Russ is actually in the Sovereign's Finest right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, so Vashard is going to walk up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, first I'll activate when I get within 30 feet of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like 20. I'll start glowing with purifying light.
Can you have the purifying light up while you maintain the entangled, or is...
Entangled doesn't require any concentration.
Okay.
That's the weird part.
Cool. No.
So it's a big old gnarly area.
I'm okay with that. I just...
Nice.
I don't have all of these spells memorized yet, people. I'm sorry.
No, I kept trying to figure out like how long it lasted, but it's like there's none. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, but I think it will remain that way like forever? Because there's no duration?
I think it's like if you shape a tree, the tree just stays in the new shape, and
Yeah.
it would change as a
Mhm.
tree would change.
But yeah, so I would approach and shine the light to see his reaction.
There's a slow eyebrow raise, but he still doesn't say anything. And then there's a side glance between you and Cecilia, and Vishard, you don't even have to roll. There's a hint of judgment that you and Cecilia are... that you're hanging out with her.
It doesn't matter. Friend, we would like to know why you are following us so intently. We wish you nor anyone any harm, but judging by the last few nights that we've had, we're a little on edge. And I would not want it to come to harm. But it might just be that if you insist on following us.
There is a deadpan glare at you.
I knock him out.
Oh,
Oh, well, that makes my job harder.
I need you to roll for it.
are we fighting?
Because he's going to
Fighting.
try to defend himself?
If you're gonna swing at him, he might. Right now, he hasn't done anything. He's just
No.
standing there.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure. So
He's literally just standing there in the bushes.
it's going to be, because I have quick reflexes, it's going to be with the sword. I'm just
Yeah,
knocking him with the
you're using the
of
pommel,
sword.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rickett just has her thinky face on.
19.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hit him.
Okay, with 5 stun points. Give me a second. Is there a way to like knock someone out with 5 stun points?
Not particularly. It's gonna be a lot of dunk, dunk, dunk. They get their HP down. Unless you have poison.
No, I'm not going to poison.
Oh, thank goodness.
I am going to knock him prone, and like, if I add mighty blow to this, like, does it knock him out faster? I don't know how you like knock someone out.
I'm not going to get involved in like a long combat to try and do this. We can, if you're going to will to spend the mighty blow, yes, we'll use that as a narrative to say that you don't have to try and get him to 0 hit points to just knock him out. Yeah.
Bam. Knockout.
Well, all right then. I suppose
what's the plan
diplomacy
now?
doesn't work. I don't know.
The plan is to
Shard,
prevent...
what's your plan?
Well, first, I'm going to rummage through everything this guy has.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he just thought we were very weird and sketchy and said he should
We
have
were
been dead,
very
but
weird and
wasn't.
sketchy.
And
But don't
He
you
was
find it
just-
weird that a single person, an envoy, alone by himself, is walking in the plains, far away from any road?
Wasn't that what Rust does? He flies away to faraway places, not following your road.
he's and Russ
Is
said
this
he's
conversation
a scout, right?
out loud or in the mind?
In the mind.
Yeah.
We're still in the call.
Well,
I don't know if Cecilia's
Cecilia's not still in the call.
Yeah, that's right. So that was out loud.
No, I'm out of the call.
Cecilia's out of the call, and I believe Vishard dropped the call.
Did you?
No. Unless something I did forced me out.
Cast the spells.
No, because he's not maintaining it. It's
Dome.
Dome's maintaining it.
Okay, yeah, so
No.
Dome is maintaining it, so yeah, you're still...
So yeah, as I'm looting him, I'll say both out loud. Actually, not out loud because I don't know if like he can listen for some reason, so it'll be in the call. But yeah, don't you find it weird that he's by himself on foot, and is he armored?
Yeah. I mean, it's not plate, it's really good leather armor.
Does he have anything to camp?
You saw him with a bag, like a duffel, a sea duffel, earlier when you were like first came across him. He doesn't have that on him right this second.
But the last time we saw him,
He was walking away to
actually
you.
Yesterday.
And
No,
that
it
was
was-
No, it was just like a
same
half
day.
hour
It was
ago.
a half hour ago.
It's like
Like
20
20
minutes
minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
sorry, I got my days mixed up.
I also have 2 questions for Russ. Russ, you said he's a scout, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So he would have reason to be.
Alone in front,
Scouting
scouting
alone.
out things.
You
Also-
don't send scouts for no reason.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
second question. Russ.
Yeah.
Given that were you a part of the Finest at this time?
Yep.
Could you get into contact with your old envoy and ask him where this guy
Again,
is?
that might be a bad idea because of changing the timeline.
Well, I mean, no information. Just say that you wanted to send him a message, and if they could tell you where he
Except
is.
that I don't know him yet at this point in time. I haven't met him yet.
Foils that plan.
So look, he clearly thinks everybody here is suspicious,
we
probably
are.
evil. So he's trying to do his job, which is to check in on us, right? And see what we're going to do so he can
Yes.
report back. He cannot follow us. We got to get out of here. What I'd say is, what is he doing right now?
He's
going to
unconscious.
sleep.
What do you mean he's unconscious?
Somebody hit him on the head.
I knocked him out
Yes.
Well, all right.
because if you can connect to the first envoy, he can connect to the Sovereign's Finest.
Yep.
And if he does, he's reporting everything that he's seeing,
Yep.
and
he's
that's not
yeah.
good.
That is not good. He's going to do it eventually, but hopefully we're not going to be here.
No. I'm just gonna bring him back to his camp, which figure must be nearby. Because
And hopefully doesn't have any Sovereign's Finest there if he's a scout scouting for food, dangers, whatever it could be ahead.
I figured the tent and the bedroll were in the duffel bag.
Well, I imagine he's not actually set up to camp, right?
And, well,
He probably just dropped the duffel and just came in to sneak up on us.
yeah, but I can still track the duffel.
Yeah.
Well, track him back to the duffel, I mean.
Yep. That's not hard. I feel like probably the best thing would be is get as far away from him as possible before he wakes up.
Yep.
Will he be safe here unconscious in the middle of this field for an indeterminate amount of time?
Haven't seen any predators, have we?
I haven't seen anything.
Hey, Vashard,
Hmm?
in your nature search, did you come across predators?
Were there any within 5 miles?
Small, like nothing that would be hunting human. Not even like wolves. You're looking at things that would be hunting like vole and a couple
Like
badgers. A couple hawks, falcons, that kind of stuff.
Look, he sees a group with a wyvern, and that's wyverns are they don't hang out.
Mhm.
Look, he probably thinks we're some sort of evil Kernish people. And
Except no. Because the light of the gods flew through me. If
yeah,
he knew anything about corruption, he would
Mhm.
know that we are not.
well, he'd know that
Kernish.
you aren't, but he won't necessarily know about everybody else in that group.
He would know about Cecilia too. She didn't flinch and she didn't run away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it
That's
doesn't look
true.
good, but we need to get as far away from him as possible. Make sure he's going to be safe. Tuck him in.
Yeah.
Need to-
That was my
So-
point.
So we get away from him and get back to trying to figure out how to get back?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Senior envoy Vashard is correct. If he has. Now hold on, let me remember. I don't remember if he had the ability to reach out psychically. When I met him, he actually couldn't even speak with his voice. So something's happened between there. I should not have told you all that because that's not information you need to know.
You didn't hit him in the throat, did you, Vashard? We aren't the
No.
reason he... Okay, good.
Yeah. So whenever they start putting out investigation, let's hope that we're not here in this timeline by the time that happens. Did you give him like your real names? What did you do? Because I was not listening out loud.
I was
Oh,
100%
previously,
honest.
yes, we said who we
I
were.
did, but I don't exist, so it shouldn't matter.
I didn't talk to him.
I didn't give him my last name. If he's like, oh, is there somebody named Delme in the Sovereign's Finest? The answer's going to be no. Or there isn't going to be somebody named Delme in the Sovereign's Finest for like 33 years.
All right.
34? I don't know. What's the time?
Well, none of you all are actually in, so there's not going to be any records. Although it's entirely possible they'd already checked. He wired in, asked about y'all, found out there was nobody like you all, so he was then perhaps ordered to follow us around. That's
Which-
a possibility.
I
We
mean,
were all doing terrible things in Karn at the time. I just should have made Dimitri and Fedor.
if he
Just a
does,
comical glance.
so here's my question: if he does follow us and we hopefully disappear, he's just gonna look like an idiot.
Mm.
So what's
Yes.
he's gonna say? Oh right, these people I met disappeared, and everyone's gonna be like, "You're
Mm.
crazy."
I feel like disappearing
may-
is going to sound suspicious.
Dummy, have
I
you-
mean, sorry. Go ahead, Cecilia.
Have you reached out to? Do you know how to reach out to that goddess that has the time travel thing? That blessed you with, or cursed you, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
You dreamed about
I've never been religious, so
maybe just
I've
try
never-
like a psychic contact. You've met them before.
do you want me to try to call a goddess?
Look, I am exhausted. I am tired. I have no good ideas for this situation. I'm very heavily considering putting this man into a magical sleep and putting a ward up on him so he's safe and nothing bothers him, and then we just move on. So
Why don't we just
calling
do
a
that?
goddess sounds like a good idea. Oh, I
But
will.
also,
I just
the rest of that
call
sounds
your
good, too.
goddess, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I agree with
Um,
Delmy. That sounds good. A magical sleep, some protection. It'll wear off
Yeah,
in a
no,
couple of hours. Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. I'm going to do this, but I'm just saying. I think maybe you should call your goddess and see if there's something she could do. Maybe get us out of here. You know, time jump. I don't know what they call it. I don't read time travel.
I don't know how I feel about calling a goddess. I feel like that's if
Worst
she's
case
not paying
scenario is you just make contact or don't.
I don't want to get smitten, smited.
I don't know how this works. I just, it's worth a shot.
Imagine a goddess counts as. I mean, look, I don't know because I don't know this kind of thing, but Bashard, you can make psychic contact, yes?
Only with animals.
Interesting. And I can make psychic contact, but not with animals. I somehow am with people. I somehow imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, you could try and find out, but I just can't imagine a goddess is in the same category as people or animals.
Yeah.
I imagine it's probably like a whole new category for them.
But it doesn't hurt to try, does it?
No.
Okay. Well, this call.
Consider it for the science.
Oops.
It's probably won't have nothing will probably happen, but if it does, maybe we get some insight, huh?
All right,
Okay,
I'm gonna do like I said I was gonna do, and cast sleep on this guy and let him sleep, and I will also cast ward on him so that nothing bothers him while he's sleeping.
I will drop this call
What?
Okay, I didn't get very
and
well on this sleep.
try to call a god.
You can't be the first person who's tried to dial a deity.
Really poorly. It's a really shitty call to god.
Well, at least if it helps you, your shitty call to God. At least I got the ward up, okay.
I'm just saying, shitty call to god totally tracks.
9.
You reach out, Delme, and
I'm super
Don't
sussed
touch
about
me.
it myself.
it doesn't work. It's like, what? No, this doesn't work at all.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna try to get everyone else back in the call. That just it's bad.
Ooh, doesn't work for you either. Oh.
Goodness, you want me to try?
Out loud, Delmay's gonna say
Rika starts the call. Yeah.
my calling center seems to have been broken by.
Okay, so-
sorry, friends.
Too many spells.
So hold on a moment. I just need to check something, please. Hold, please.
Of course.
He's all food from downstairs.
Russ is just, over outside of visual range, closer towards the river. Like, oh, call's done. Huh.
You cannot put the individual to sleep.
Ah.
You have to be in
you have to be in psychic
contact.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, I got the word up on him, right?
Yeah.
The ward is
He's got-
up, yes, but he
Okay.
he is not magically asleep.
He's a
That's fine. He's
unconscious
still
and
passed.
warded.
He's passed out still, so I think that's okay. I do need to know what the fatigue is on the ward because it does have a fatigue.
It's the same as the test result.
Yeah. So you have to
I'm
beat.
gonna die. I rolled really well. I rolled better.
There you go.
14, 18. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled better. Okay, so that's good. All right. I'm not gonna try to bother. I forgot you had to get in psychic contact. It's like, oh, I should have tried that again while he was asleep anyway. But no, he's
Ritka
good. So
started us all back on a call, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, should we boogie?
he's
yes.
boarded. Let's go.
All of you.
One thing first, Vishard, you were going through his stuff.
Mhm.
Yes.
He doesn't have the duffel. You're pretty sure any bedroll or camping gear is in the duffel. He is, however, heavily armed.
Okay.
Aggressive levels of knives armed, and 2 short swords.
Okay. Any insignia from the Sovereign's finest?
I mean, yes, but it's all under his clothes. Like he's got a small talisman that he wears, but it's sewn into the underside of his shirt underneath the leather armor that he's wearing. All the dark black that he's got on.
Okay, but at least he's in the finest.
Yes, he's definitely, from what you can tell, he's definitely in the finest, but he's definitely, he doesn't, you're pretty sure based on what you found, he doesn't need to work with others. He's long-range reconnaissance and probably doesn't.
He's like Russ.
He's like Russ, but a lot more murderous. Because he's got opposable thumbs.
Like a murder Rust.
So,
yeah, but Russ doesn't have opposable thumbs, you know.
So I don't want any of us to get murdered 35 years in the past.
That
Yeah.
would be unfortunate.
All right.
Shall
So,
we keep walking towards?
all of you
the
head
city?
south toward all this, but I'll need
Okay.
Ritka and Carnage.
Okay.
We will catch up with you shortly.
Okay. I'm gonna go give Carnage a little kiss on his head.
What if
You just
what if
do a
we go back
smooch
in
to
time
snoot?
and leave you here?
Then I will find you in 35 years.
That would be bad because you got some fang sickness, so I don't like that idea,
don't
sir.
like
I don't know. We don't know how this works, and given that I've only brought you and nobody else back with me, I think we need to be near me.
Well, you said your magic triggered it, yes?
I think so.
What
That's
the
what
goddess
I've
told
heard.
you? Maybe just don't cast any magic.
But
Until we
she's
catch back
actually
up.
just done
But
that
I
a whole
already
bunch of
did.
times.
And
Right.
we are not in the present?
We don't know that actually. For all I know, we could be in the present right now. We might have brought him with us, and that would be bad too.
Technically, wouldn't we see the landscape change?
Yes.
So then we're not in the
I guess
present.
how long are you guys planning on leaving for?
Couple of hours.
Okay, so I think as long as you're back before nighttime.
Oh, definitely.
It seems.
Okay.
Look,
I mean, Russ, you
we
can
need to
be
make sure.
you can track between us and keep an eye on both groups if that makes you feel
but
better.
also, okay, are you, Vashard? Are you taking Ragnar and Aeson with you?
No, they're going to follow you.
Okay, because I was gonna say otherwise you are.
No, that's why I
fighters.
said everyone except Ritka, Carnage, and me.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we should be okay.
Okay.
You didn't really. I doubt we're gonna get that far, and you didn't see anything in 5 miles, so walking takes a lot longer than people think it does. Okay. All
All
right.
right. Just we can leave the call up, right? Then we'll leave the call up.
Sure.
Yeah, Rita's running it.
Just leave the call up, and then we'll know everything's okay.
Just move as fast as you can to get away from this precise spot as quickly as you can.
Okay.
And if you can, cross a river.
Tracking.
Do you know if any rivers between here and all this?
There is a river that was more or less on our way.
Russ is
That way.
flying near it.
Yeah, I'm just come my way.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna give Carnage one more kiss on the snoot. Please be
Imagine
okay.
you get a very warm,
Um,
like nostril puff.
Yeah, I think
Appreciation.
Delmay will also give Carnage a good little scritch.
And while everyone is scritching Carnage, I'm hog tying this guy up.
Seems so excessive.
Do you
So
need help? Very
Oh.
good with knots.
Oh, are you? Interesting.
Good cat meow timing.
It is interesting. I think you just hear Delmay in the back on the other side of Carnage just be like, it is interesting.
Mhm.
So while Delmay, Cecilia, Fedor, Dmitri, Aeson, Whisper, and Ragnar make their way to Russ and the Rose River, Penry, Ritka, and Vashard and carnage make their way somewhere else. And we'll find out more about that when we come back. But we're going to take a break for the evening. Get yourself some refreshments, perhaps some more water, because this is getting a little spicy,
Got
y'all.
tea.
And we'll be back. Bye, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you're refreshed. You got your snacks, your beverage of choice. And we're going to follow Ritka, Vashard, and our new friend as what happens?
We fly off southeast.
You fly off southeast. And where, just from my understanding, where is everybody situated?
You mean on the Wyvern?
Mm-hmm.
Him in the claws, and I guess I'm riding behind Ritka.
Should just tell you to hold on tight. Imagine we make a nice little loop, and like as like an extra safety to wrap around Carnage's talon, and then he can scoop him up. So if he lets go, he doesn't immediately fall off. It's like the security loop,
Like a lanyard for people.
like a little harness. Yeah.
So you make your way southeast with flying. It's pleasant. It's
How is
not.
Bouchard handling the flying on the back
Yeah.
of a wyvern? Because he did not seem eager earlier. Which Rika's not going to mention, but she is going to definitely be paying
He
close attention
does
to him.
not like his own plan. He does not like flying on a wyvern one bit. He might warm up to the idea. He would have probably maybe warmed up to the idea if this wasn't a situation of I don't want my squad to be murdered in their sleep type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's warmer in the air a little bit. The sun on your faces. It's not that cool chill of autumn. It's freeing almost. It's glorious to be back in the air like this, Ritka. And Ritka, what are you thinking about?
She's, for the second time today, she's thinking about how she missed this. How, she's just had such a connection with Carnage. And she's flown on him a lot over the past, 150 years or so. And, somebody she likes is flying with her. But she knows he wasn't thrilled about it. So while she herself is thrilled, ecstatic, possibly even, but trying to keep it on the DL to maybe not seem too giddy. Unlike with Delmy, where they're both like, "Wee!" Still loop the loops. She tells Carnage to fly nice and gentle, and I think because she's really relaxed on Carnage, it's practically it's more comfortable to her than riding a horse. I think she'd probably just have a hand on Bouchard, on his thigh, behind her, be like it's okay, they're there. But if he's grabbing her around the waist, he would feel that she's very relaxed. Still alert and stuff, but she's not tense for once.
mm-hmm.
Bouchard's in her element.
It's calming, peaceful. Ritka enjoying it. Vashard, perhaps not so much. It's different. Vashard. Can you make me a perception psychic?
Sure. I'm gonna use a point of conviction here.
Yours or the party's?
Use the group.
All right, group it is. Group is okay with it.
You might need
100%.
your own conviction. Hey.
17.
You feel something just like wafting through the air, through the mind. It's not painful or oppressive like when Lady Talus is nearby. This is almost like what being near the unicorn felt like, but it's not the same somehow. It's just different enough to be, you know, that it's not a unicorn, you know, like 100 feet below you.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we're flying a little higher than normal to be like, maybe what, you know, smaller we are in the air visually, the better.
And does that feel like a wind or something?
Yeah, it's just feels positive, comforting.
I do not drop out of the call. Because I've had enough people go into my brain. And this, for all I know, could be a trick.
A trick, a trap. It's possible. You fly on in silence, or
Well, I mean, I'm not going to have a conversation yelling for a whole hour.
and you don't have to
If
yell.
we're really close, yeah.
You could just whisper in her ear.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way I see it,
It'd be just very close, mouth to ear, you know, talking contact. Yeah.
but nah, Vishard doesn't like. He doesn't like anything of this plan. So, I think he's more focused on like the sooner we get there, the sooner we drop him, the sooner we can get back, and I can not have to touch a wyvern ever again.
And this is why you take Delme on your joyrides.
The flight is fine. How long are you going? How far are you going?
An hour
Yeah, you said we can
Mhm.
travel like 20 miles in an hour.
or 30 minutes,
Yeah, in about 30 minutes. Yeah.
so like 40 miles.
Okay.
Because if we're going like, we're both headed south but east to west, so it, you know, add that extra.
So
Hour.
you fly 40 miles an hour. There, you pass by a couple townships, but I'm assuming you're not stopping there.
No, maybe like a little bit around, like no direct overhead flights of townships.
So you finally have flown for an hour in that direction.
So what I want to do is like we're gonna land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Redka would lean back and towards you. Be ready to land.
Okay.
All right, just nods, and then give Curtis a signal.
Okay. He lands very gently because you told him to be gentle. Drops
Thank
the.
you, Courage.
I like new
Um,
friend.
Me too.
So like I'm not gonna leave him completely hogtied because that would be
Mhm.
defeating the purpose of making sure he's somewhat safe. So I'm going to start by disarming him. Like take off most of the rope, right? Keep
Yep.
his wrists and feet bound. Take all the weapons and just move them like a few feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. We go back on the wyvern and we leave. Like, I want him. I know that as a finest, he's going to be able to get out of this bond.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make sure that, it's not going to buy us a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to also, like, make him completely helpless. Because, beast of the land and all that. And then we head off.
Before we get back up, Ritka, she'll let you deal with the guy, and she'll, be paying attention to Carnage, like just giving him scritches and telling him how good of a job he did. Is there anything I can do to make the flight back more comfortable? I hope that wasn't too terrible for you. Carnage likes you.
If it were in any other circumstances, I could have, I don't know, perhaps tried to enjoy it.
Well, it is
But-
just us on the ride back.
There's too many things going on around us. No, even the ride back, I don't think I will enjoy. There is a presence in the clouds, and it tried to get into my mind.
What kind of
So-
a presence? What lies
Presented
in all
itself
this?
as like a comforting wind. That's what I felt. Wasn't
Feels
going
like
to drop my guard.
Birds?
Hmm?
Could it have been a griffin?
I don't know. Don't Griffin live in like
I have no
mountains,
idea. I've
Jojo?
only been in Eldest for 5 years, and I really
no, I
tried
mean-
not to talk to people.
I mean, out of game. Where do griffins live? Is it like mountains?
Well, there are some terrain features here. There's at least a forest in that direction.
There are some who live in mountains, particularly the Icebinder Mountains around between Kern and Aldous. But they have been seen in other places as well.
Hmm.
Griffins kind of are show up. They're like unicorns. They show up where they want and do not give a fuck.
Mhm. So
They're like
Let's
honey
just-
badgers.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Let us all aim to be griffins, I suppose.
Oh, and I will also, with his weapons and everything, I'll leave like rations for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Cool. You make your way back. We'll come
Mhm.
back to that in a moment. Right now, we're going to slide over to Delmay, Cecilia, and the rest of the menagerie. Cecilia, as you guys are making your way to Russ, can you roll me Psychic Shield, please?
I was gonna say it's up.
I know.
The psychic shield is up. I'm also on a call, and I rolled
Doesn't matter.
pretty poorly for my own psychic shield.
Well, do
Would you
wanna
like to use a
reroll?
conviction? Because I mean, I would.
I
Be
mean, I
super-
have plenty. I have plenty of my own. I might roll one of my own, and try that one more time. That's a little better.
17?
Mm,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Sister, that was absolutely delicious.
Did she
Yes.
drop out of the call?
Yes.
You got in my head. Okay, I'm sorry. It's
I was not well, I was kind of expecting it, but really,
You
you're
knew
threatening
what
a
I was-
man to break into his brain.
I'm exhausted. I haven't had coffee in days. I'm in the past. You're alive, or alive enough that you can break into my brain. You'll forgive me if I'm not at my best.
So you admit that, really, you want to join me?
I don't want to join you at all.
Oh, but darling, you really... your justification for attempting sorcery was going to be, I'm not feeling very well. I'm a little tired and cranky.
I wasn't actually going to do it, and I didn't, if you'll notice. It
Really?
didn't actually happen.
I
No,
see.
I didn't
To
do
recall
anything.
you trying to establish contact when he didn't allow it.
That's not unusual for most people.
Hmm. But he didn't want you to there, did he? And you tried anyways.
Is that not what you do?
Oh, yes, but I've never hidden my proclivities. Well, at least, not after a certain point in time.
Fine. I was attempting something that I didn't do it, and it didn't work. Congratulations.
And you
Yeah,
claim
I
to be
guess-
the morally better one. Just admit it, Cecilia. You're not
It's
as
not
good
about
as you
the
want to
morals.
be.
It's not about the morals. It's about making a choice to do the right thing.
And yet every time you turn around, you make a choice not to do the right thing.
Perhaps I've lost my way a bit then. But I am making my way back.
Or you're making your way to me. I look forward to having you rejoin me, sister. Two of
Where
us
are you?
together. That is a question, isn't it? Where am I? How close am I?
We're not in the family crypt, clearly.
Why would I want to hang out there? That seems drab, dull, and damp.
It is the final resting place for the dead, after all.
Death is just a state of being.
You know, I've heard that before. But the person that said it was also mysterious and bad about breaking into brains. Have you developed new friends? Perhaps?
I'm a very friendly person. I have lots of associates. I wouldn't know if the ones I know are the ones you know. Perhaps when you join me, we can have a better discussion, sister.
I don't want to join you to have the discussion. You can tell me now, or I don't need to know.
But I'm enjoying it this way. I have to get my little pleasures.
Your books. Are you certain that it would work? I'm
Well-
not saying I'm going to do it, but if I was going to blow everything away, I would certainly not do it on breaking into some rapscallion's mind.
Cecilia.
I'm not going to actually do it.
Am I
Scientific
ever...
thought allows us to go on journeys into the what ifs and
Justify it to yourself however you wish, Cecilia, but you know me. My theories are always sound, and I never make recommendations that don't work. And remember, I've already done it. She was right, remember?
She was right.
And if I could do it at 8, well, I'm quite sure that you could do a little bit better, given your advanced age and all.
Well, at least I got to see an advanced age.
I'm seeing one just fine.
Horrifying to think about a corpse walking around. I don't think you were... don't really remember the funeral being very... You weren't very pleasant to behold in life, let alone in death. Can't imagine how bad it is now.
I'm enjoying myself. That's really all that's important. But I am looking forward to you joining me, Cecilia. Together we will do such delicious things.
It's not going to happen. I will die before I will die before I join you.
But you keep asking about my books. So, my odds are in my favor.
Death is just a state of being, after all.
I'm looking forward to you joining us on the other side, Cecilia. I think you'll have a lot of fun when you get rid of that little, hampering, pretending that you actually have morals and believe in how goodness and such things.
I do believe.
You know where the books are, Cecilia. They haven't moved. Enjoy reading. I believe it's about 2/3 of the way through on the left-hand side of the page. Have fun.
Can't wait.
His presence is gone from your mind.
I think she just starts crying. This is too much. She knows. She's just crying. She's just walking and just.
Before that crying
boo-hooing.
happened, Russ would have said to Delme, "Hey, Cecilia's not on the line she dropped. Would you just look at her, make sure she's all right, because she's in charge when Bashard's not here. So I'm just want to make sure she's okay."
Oh, that makes it so much worse.
Delme will study Cecilia as they walk. How much of what Cecilia is going through is external?
Would you like to roll that perception empathy?
Sure. I clicked. Hello, there it is.
How much can she tell with a 12 before you start crying?
Probably nothing. There's probably just like the faintest hint of like that disappointment on her face. You know, just like the stiff upper lip trying to be tougher than she is, but like nothing of the specifics of what's going on until just tears.
No. Are you? What just happened? Are you okay?
No, just it's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be.
You have a really intense reaction to being caffeine deprived.
Yeah, yes, it's terrible. It's fine. Dame, I don't. Russ is still on the call, isn't he? And so would be.
But I'm asking you out loud because you're not.
I know.
Right?
I know. I just. He can hear us, but Delby, I can't be in charge. You can't. I cannot. I am not. I am not fit for this position, and I am resigning when we get back to the city.
Russ, why don't you come back? Given that what's his face is really far away from us now, because Cecilia doesn't think she can be in charge, and I think we need to get her caffeine before we ask her anything.
I cannot be in charge, and I will fully resign when we are back in the city, but I cannot do this.
One small out of character point. Russ just said that you were in charge when Bashard was not there. I don't think that has ever been actually established.
I don't think we've ever established that either.
But Russ said, "Oh no, it's gonna be her," and he kind of just, since there was no, he also did not ask Bashard because he knew that if he asked Bashard, it was in the group call, and she might say something. So he just kind of noted that she was in charge when Bashard was not there. So that just out of character. It wasn't like there was an official directive or anything.
No, but I can't be in charge of Delmay's future anymore either. I can't. Well, you're here. Technically, you're my mentee, and I can't, in good conscience, continue to let you be around me in that capacity. Just, you're not going to learn what you're supposed to learn if you stay around
I
here.
don't know. I've learned a lot of healing. I'm not as good at it as you are, but
I mean, then just time and practice, and if you had to sit through the Mediaris classes, you would have had different experience, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't think classes sound boring. The way we do it is much more fun. Hands-on, if you will.
That just makes her cry more. She's just not taking any of it well.
Oh,
Just
oh no.
full sobbing.
And I think Delme panic looks at Whisper, and then Whisper just like runs up and like nuzzles Cecilia.
At this point, Dimitri will come up behind Cecilia and like drape his arm around her and like make eye contact with Delme. It's like, this is the hugging stage. Even I know that, and I come from Kern.
Why is this man hugging me?
Okay. I would have hugged you if I knew you were the hugging type, and then Delme will hug Cecilia. I'd be like,
Of course I'm the hugging type. Have you? I know I don't actually. And then she's just sobbing and telling me.
And in her head, she's just like, Ross!
What's going on? Why is she not in the call?
I don't know, but she seems really disturbed, and I don't know if it's the caffeine or something else, and she's having a nervous breakdown, or she just needs sleep. But come help.
All right.
By the way, Vishard, you and Ritka can also hear this conversation still.
All of you hear all of this.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because it's a group
Yeah,
call.
because we're in the same group call. We're just probably on the way to drop the dude off.
No, this
I
is probably
imagine.
just about at the end of where you're done with that.
Oh, we're about to get on the wyvern again and right
Yeah,
back.
because Raoul took a little time to get into her brain.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, of
We-
course. I just look at Richard like, what do we do?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
And when you come, Delme's definitely giving Cecilia a hug, and I think Dimitri looking at Dimitri like, "Hey, listen, I wasn't
Report
going
back
to
on the
invade her
wyvern."
space without knowing."
Oh.
Also, she's her mentor. Like, Delme's a mentee. They don't have a hugging relationship.
They don't have a hugging relationship at
Like,
this
that
point.
shit's not appropriate in most circumstances. Ritka and Delme probably hug, and Delme hugs Vishard, but neither of them are an instructor or like mentor in any way.
Yeah.
Russ doesn't hug Delme either.
Fedor has like kind of sat, is kind of seated, like found like a rock to lean against, and Ragnar and Asen have kind of settled in around, fully in the, we are now into the hysterical female crying stage of things, and we're not going anywhere for a while. It's fine.
Yeah, like I said, Whisper is giving you all the nuzzles around the leg area, and I'm hugging you.
Oh, and now I've stopped the train, and it's a public crying, and it's just so much worse. It just gets worse.
When I was younger and I had lots of feelings, my mom always said it was better to let them out than keep them inside and let them like overwhelm you. Why do you think I can't keep anything in my stomach? It just goes. Bleh.
I don't think that your words don't come from your stomach, Delme. They come from your brain.
Well, is there anything in your stomach or brain that you need to let out? It will be better out than in.
But if we don't keep moving, we don't get away from it. Just defeating the purpose. I just break this mission. I'm just so not built for this. I can't do it.
Russ is flying back because
How
Delme
could I be-
called out his name in a bit of a panic, so he's heading back.
Yeah, there was definitely like a.
He's like,
That's how we
"Oh,
only hear Russ and Delme's part of this because Cecilia's dropped out, and
Yes.
so we just hear awkward Delme
mhm."
trying to be like, my mom always said.
Although I don't know if she said that in the call or if she said that out loud.
That's
She
true,
said that
that's
out
true.
loud, but you do
Yeah.
hear Delme saying like, y'all, she's in.
I'm on my way.
Mm,
I think I'm closer.
she's
than,
having a crisis of faith, but not God faith, just like faith in herself faith.
I'm on my way.
Cecilia, you are. This is out loud. Cecilia, like, you are exactly where you're meant to be, and you have been nothing but a boon to all of us here.
But just one. Oh, it's just every day. It's like I'm getting closer and closer to just not. I can't be pure. I'm not ever going to be. There's just
What?
It's just one. My glasses are disgusting. I just takes them off and throws them. Just
why?
Oh, now I can't
to be
see because.
pure?
Oh,
What is this obsession with purity?
it's not purity as an obsession. It's just that there's so many attempts at sorcery that. Oh, it's just such a fine line to walk, to know what the
It
right
is.
thing to do is, and
Well,
I'm
and if you
not
weren't
going to make the. I know for sure I'm not. I can't. It's just-
Cecilia, if you were not a good person, you wouldn't have this much trouble with it. Nothing is black and white. I haven't. I'm not that old, but even I know that nothing's black and white. But I do truly think that if any of these decisions were easy, then that's when I'd be scared about your character.
Well, that's the problem. Is this choice seems very easy. It's just the solution is not. It's not good. No, we should keep walking at least.
Okay, well let's keep moving.
I'm so sorry. It's not proper to be in the position that I'm in, being this hysterical. It just.
Tell me, not tell me. That's me. Haha, Cecilia. Nobody cares about propriety. Propriety is overrated and stupid. I'd rather have honesty. And if you're
I don't
not
think
feeling
I can
good,
give you that either. I'm afraid.
that's okay. But I mean, in the meantime, if there's something or someone upsetting you, just let me know and I'll stick Whisper on them.
I don't think Whisper can bite the dead. And if
Oh,
you
wait.
can, please tell me, Whisper. Oh, wait, I
Wait.
cannot talk to dogs.
I thought I was
I-
the only one being haunted by ghosts. You too? Is it Lady Talia? Not Lady Talia. Is it Talia?
No, but they seem to be of the same varietal, so. Truly, these glasses are an abomination.
Have you tried the breathing on them and the wiping? I've seen some people do that.
Oof.
But we should maybe the next time I talk to my mom, we'll ask her about the whole being called up by the dead thing and see if there's any way that, because I mean I haven't heard from Talia in a while, but last time I heard from her was right before or during the last jump to the past. So
You haven't heard from Talia?
no, it hasn't been that long, right? And we've all kind of been preoccupied with Vashard.
Well, it's just there are things that this ghost says that sounded awful lot like what you have said that Talia said to you. I'm
Maybe
wondering if
it's
they're
something.
the same thing. They just know how to use us.
Do you know your ghost?
Yes.
Well, that's one difference. I have no idea who Talia is. But it could be the same creature preying on us or trying to attack us, taking different faces. I have to think back as to all the weird things I read in books, you know. I have more experience of life through books than experience. You know that.
Yes, I understand entirely.
So, I don't know. But either way, like I said, I don't think you should feel bad about having a tough time making the right choice. Because that's at least thinking about it. the other if you were anything like me, it could be so much worse because you would just make decisions and then not realize if they're right or wrong until after the fact when everything's already done.
I'm pretty sure I know where I stand. But
Okay.
I appreciate you very much, Delme. I know I don't say it very often, and it's very hard to navigate all of this world around us, but it is good to have you around.
Thanks, Cecilia. And I felt the same way. I think I and this group is lucky to have you with us.
We all feel the same about you.
I'll check back with you guys on that once we're back in the present, because otherwise I feel like that might change.
I'm just... When the time comes and if I end up taking a certain option, I hope you won't think that much lesser of me.
Well, it's hard to answer without context, but I have a good feeling I won't, because I see what you're going through right now, and what you are going through that's going to lead you to that position. And I know you won't have taken any action without thinking about it.
Well, the greater good.
45,000 times.
At least. The greater good is very difficult.
Especially if you have to make bad choices for the greater good. Is that being pure or not?
That is the moral quandary of the day, after all. Where is the line of too far, not too far? Is it, I mean, it's obviously case dependent. What is it? But I don't know anymore. I don't know if I can totally resist the darker of the two paths.
Well, I mean, I think when it is a moral quandary like that, you just have to do the one you think you'll have the best chance living with. Staying pure and not making the choice that could lead to the greater good, or making the choice that leads to the greater good, even if it's not entirely pure, which is the option that you can live with.
I don't know.
I think
Well, I
about
hope
this
you find
point,
out.
Russ would arrive.
I fly up in, and I just sort of land on Cecilia's shoulder. Then I sort of like cock my head towards Delme, because there is a group call that Cecilia is not in, that I am not in charge of.
I'm just gonna reach up and pet Russ's head.
Delme, do you mind if I hop out?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
If you would like, if enough of you hop out, just have one of you start up the conversation again.
Yeah.
You're all ready.
Okay.
Yep. Also,
I can try one.
are they walking again?
Yes.
Okay.
Cecilia had said, let's walk again, so we started.
Well, let me roll to connect with just Cecilia.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll call this the party line because Ritka said start a new one, so you'll hear it knocking on
When
your
you are
brain.
ready. Yeah, you can just hold that for when you're ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold that one.
Just turn on some hold music.
Yes, just barely. Cecilia.
Ah, Russ.
Is that water leaking from your eyes?
Indeed, it is. I
see.
know it's not often you see that anymore.
No, I think it causes dehydration.
Well, I don't feel dehydrated
I bet you
physically.
are.
I feel it emotionally, but that is not the same thing.
Hmm. I'm just sitting here on your shoulder. It's a nice view.
I'm sure it's not as high as you're used to. I am rather small.
You are, but at least small in physical body. But I mean, you're bigger than I am, so I've always found you pretty impressive. Delme says you're not doing pretty well.
No, Russ, I am not. I am haunted by ghosts of the past, and it's.
Is that metaphorical or literal?
I wish it was metaphorical, but I'm afraid it is both in this case.
All right. Well, so you're telling me that there's some sort of ghost that is haunting you?
Yes. But Russ, I don't know if I can continue forward as a member of the finest, and I do mean that very.
Well,
very
hold on now
truly.
a second. Hold on. That's a whole lot of words. What do you mean by that? Why couldn't you? I mean, you're one of the finest Medicae I know, and also you're one of the finest people I know. So I don't quite know why you couldn't. Do you have like a? Is this about that thing that I heard rumor about?
It could be.
Some sort of romantic situation between you and somebody? Is this about some sort of thing where you feel like because you had some kind of romantic attachment, then you could just get a transfer? I mean, but also you could just tell someone, and I think
Russ, no,
be fine.
No, Russ, I, that is not. It's not a romantic issue. That is, not that there are not. And she just kind of looks around. Not that there's not plenty of objects for that sort of thing and discussions and that may come up, but that's not. It's not. I mean, that plays a factor, but it's not the problem, Russ, is that I am fairly certain that I will not be able to prevent myself from indulging in certain darker impulses. And it's getting harder and harder to deny that they're there at all.
Sort of vague. Could you be more specific? Like,
I mean, I threatened to break into a man's mind for nothing, like truly nothing. I wouldn't do. I didn't. It's just getting harder and harder to not indulge in some of the more sorcery style things. If it means accomplishing our goals. And in at least one case, I know of a way to help with the fang sickness, but it would cost everything.
Well, hold on now. That's a lot of steps in the future, and we're right here on this place. We're not. Could you give me a bit more information? And also, I've not heard about this sort of temptation you've been getting. Is this? Where did this come from?
Oh, it's always been there. It's just, I thought if I put myself to focus on being the best Medicae I could, I wouldn't have to face what was always there.
I've not known you to be that way. And my experience, so is this because what prompted all these thoughts?
Well, it's always been there. There's always been this. I grew up around it. It was always there. But lately, it's, using sorcery to try to save Delme from a window and.
What?
You missed a significant moment of weakness. It was certainly a hasty decision, but it seemed like the only thing I had in my arsenal at the moment to stop her from falling into a mirror and a window. It was a possessed demon window. It was very complicated. Though I learned things about physics that I thought I had forgotten in my time in studying, before you get into the Mediaries, you have to do a bunch of classes, and I thought I'd forgotten this particular bit of physics because the idea of spaghettification is terrifying. But regardless, there was a little bit of sorcery used in the means of trying to prevent Delme from spaghettifying. But the impulse is there. We've faced so many things, and fighting fire with fire it would certainly have cut a lot of time off of some of these fights. And with the shard and the fang sickness, well, this particular ghost has reminded me that there is a bit of sorcery that would essentially make it so that he was always well. But
which ghost is this? Is this that fellow of yours that I never asked you about it, but is it that patient of yours that died? I heard about.
No, it's my brother.
You never really talked about him. Why is he haunting you? And he's mentioning sorcery to you, this brother?
Well, Raoul was quite the accomplished sorcerer himself in his life.
I'm sorry.
Was a monster in so many ways, but he made a choice at a very young age to indulge in a particular bit of sorcery that has made it so that I can be here.
Well, what does that mean? Because as far as I can tell, your own skill got you here.
I was not always I was a very sick child. Just there were a lot of bad days, a lot of, being in bed, calling at the last rites, sort of prayers to the gods, a lot of summers of the two of us, trying to be normal children, and I couldn't keep up. I was unwell. Looking back, it could have been any number of things, that went into that. Just unfortunate roll of the dice perhaps makes a child that sick. But Raoul decided to go down a specific, very dark path that allowed it so that I could get better while he was constantly internally getting worse. But around that time, I stopped having the sickness. I stopped having days where I couldn't get out of bed, or they would see me anemic or whatever, and I did not know until after he died that it was because of this choice he made. He was terrible to me for most of my years after that. He was awful. He was just a man possessed with power and flights of darkness of all sorts, but just controlling and manipulative. But he made one important decision that ultimately changed my life.
Changed his too, didn't it?
I'm sure.
So, how did he die?
He tried to psychically control me, and I blasted him with a bout of harm, and he collapsed. His heart gave out.
I'm sorry. That must have been very difficult and painful, and I'm sorry.
It was many years ago.
Oh. Things from the past can still hurt.
For somebody that my whole academic and research-based careers have been focused on how to heal the heart and the mind, I am very bad at it when it comes to myself.
Well, that's true. Maybe. You know, I don't know all the things you're going through, because I suppose we haven't had time for our tea like we would have back in the city.
Hmm.
I can't say a lot of things, but I can say this. One, we talked about impulses, and I don't know if you've always had feelings, or I don't know what you have or haven't, but if you're telling me that your brother is haunting you, well, that means that you're under some sort of external influence, and maybe you shouldn't think that feelings you've got are all your own, when maybe there's somebody who's manipulating you a little bit or giving you pushes, and so that's something. So maybe it's not all on you. Second thing I'd say is, well, doing a thing, like a bad thing to do a good thing or whatever, I don't think it works that way. I don't think that's how it works. I mean, look at your brother. He did a bad thing to do a good thing, and it consumed him. And it just sort of, well.
I know, but the bad thing would mean that Vashard would be all right.
I don't know if that's true, actually. I mean,
I don't either, but I don't know what else I can do.
Cecilia, so I'm going to ask you a question. Are you all right? Or are you riddled with guilt and fear and insecurity? And are you maybe leaking water out of your eyes on the road because you've been traumatized by things? So which one is it? Are you like just great, or maybe you're not 100% great?
No, I suppose nothing is 100% great, is it?
So maybe making some kind of big sacrifice so that Bashar will be great is actually not how it works. You know, it's each step, you have to take a step. And each step you decide you want to take a step towards nature or towards corruption. And it's just each step you have to pay attention to. And I gotta say this other thing. I don't think you have to worry about all of this and all of that. I mean, we're here and right now, aren't we? And we've got time. And I don't know about you, but I believe in Bashard. I believe in him very much. And I believe that he's going to fight this fang sickness. We just got information. Delmay got it. She did good scouting. They're going to get some chicory, and we're going to use purifying light. And I believe 100% that Bashard can kick this. He's a tough guy. And
if he doesn't?
Well, then he asked me to kill him. So there's that.
Well, I'd rather that didn't happen.
Me too.
So I guess we need to believe in this plan.
I'm going to tell you the way in which you have a worse situation than I do. The way that I'm a bit luckier than you are, I suppose.
You can fly.
Flying's pretty great. If something really bad happens, I can't do anything about it.
What do you mean?
Well, if somebody's dying, I can't save them. I just have to watch them die. And you think that you can save them, and you have some sort of powers that I suppose might do something there. But you shouldn't. I don't actually have the temptation because I can't do anything but watch. You've got a temptation because there might be something you could do, but that doesn't mean you should. And that makes it, I suppose, harder for you than it does for me. But I don't think you'd be worrying about some sort of sorcery option that's probably a long time away and may never even happen. I think you do your best as a Medicaid right here and right now. Do your best to bolster his constitution and we do all of our best together, and he's going to pull out that faith inside of him. And I mean, Unicorn likes him. He'll be okay, and you don't have to do that.
You know what's sad, Russ, is that it's not even taking on the corruption that's the part that's upsetting me. It's that if it doesn't work, then what that means. I don't care about my own corruption. I just, if there was something I could do and I didn't do it to ensure that he would be all right, then it would torture me more to know that there was something I could have done and I didn't do it and we lost him than if I didn't try.
I think that's the trap.
Isn't it? Isn't it just?
No, I don't think you understand. How do you think he would feel if he knew that somebody he cares about so very much did that to themselves for him? He wouldn't like it. Do you think he'd feel comforted living, knowing what it cost you? He wouldn't like it. He wouldn't feel good about it. Sometimes you just have to live knowing that you couldn't do anything when you couldn't. And when you can do something, you do something, but you got to do the right thing, because each choice you make, every action you make is everything. I mean, it's not like and sure, right? You could maybe get back and get better, but maybe you can't. And everybody would lose you, including yourself. And that's a death too. And that's not a good one.
But for us, the greater good.
What do you mean the greater good? The greater good is every single moment and breath we take with each other. It's the flower on the ground. It's the sun. It's the light. It's every moment. It's not away. It's not something far away. It's something right here with us in this moment. And it's everything. So it's not like, I don't think, that you can just, it's also you. You're the greater good. And what happens to you matters. Because each one of us is a piece of the whole. We're part of the dance and the cycle, all of us together.
Well then. I think I need a minute before I join the party line again.
I know. Listen. This is off books, if you don't mind.
I was hoping most of this would be. I would prefer not to report in until I finalize the decision to leave.
Well, no. Hold on now.
I'm not going to.
You're not going to leave.
It will be a while.
I want you to know that I don't say this sort of often. It's a little bit awkward, so you're going to have to just, take it, or not make me feel embarrassed or anything like that.
When have I ever?
Well, I just get embarrassed easily sometimes. So I just want you to know that I love you very much. You're my closest and oldest friend. So I would be really sad if I had to lose more friends. And I would rather not, if you don't mind, because I don't have a lot of, because it matters to me anyway, and I don't have a lot of people. So I would rather you not go or decide that whatever brother you have, who I don't think I like very much, that as is your brother, is somehow that his path is yours, because his path isn't yours, that was his. And he gave you some bad stuff to deal with, but that's on him, that's not on you. And Lady Talus is not on you. We just have to do our best. And sometimes we just have to remember that the things, well, so you know that fella, Henry?
Yes, yes. Awful man.
Well, I don't know about that. He was all right, I suppose. He got in the way. But he's gonna die in about 5 years.
You said that. But
And you know, we probably could have stopped it from happening.
wouldn't that violate the timeline?
Yeah. I don't know all the rules. I'd probably want to ask a unicorn if it's okay or not. What's the right thing to do? But we saved his life. We'd save more lives.
Well, I suppose the next time we see a unicorn, we'll ask.
I
And
think
also, Russ, I love you too.
Russ, is your psychic shield up?
always.
Cool, could you roll it?
He says, the thing is, if we told him, which is the thing I want to do most, it'd be selfish, and that's why I know I can't do it. That's an 10, and I'm going to use a conviction to re-roll it, because that is a terrible roll.
Do you want to use party conviction?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to.
I mean, if you only get your spell casting ability bonus, right, which is, oh, that's willpower psychic. Why do I only have a +2? Do you not get your willpower plus your spell casting bonus?
Maybe you didn't put
Do
the
you have
focus in.
Do you have the focus
You have to have willpower psychic.
I do
as a
have.
focus?
I have willpower. So does your attribute count or no?
Yeah, so that's what the spellcasting
Yes,
ability
that's
is.
what yeah.
Oh, my willpower is not a 2.
Then what does it? Hold on. What does it set
It's
on for?
5.
Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. You have set it for. You set the ability as communication,
Okay. So
not
it's-
as willpower. There
okay,
you go.
Thank you.
Reroll.
Thank you.
I fixed it for you.
Thank you. 16.
Russ, where are you? We're supposed to have dinner with Sarek tonight. You're like 10 minutes late, and this is a surprise.
I cut that off. Cut it off. And I re-click.
Russ, why are you hanging up? Are you have a date?
Click. Listen, we got a problem. There's more than one of me here right now, and Sarek's trying to contact me, but she can't talk to me. She's getting me, not somebody else. Listen, that fellow, when he died, I watched him die, and I couldn't do nothing about it. So this is not a thing.
Are you hanging up on me on purpose?
Oh. We got to get out of here.
You ever
Russ.
remember a time where you got really chewed out and you don't know why? Because this could be that time.
Oh no,
That's
it's worse.
probably that time.
It's a lot worse than that. Russ, did you? Russ, Russet. I'm gonna call Sarek if you don't answer me. I'm like really concerned now. I will call Sarek. Russ, I'm calling Sarek. Wherever you are, I will find you, and I'm here to keep you safe. Remember, that's what we do. We keep each other safe. You're not answering me. I'm concerned.
I'm busy right now. Later. Click.
Did I hear any of that?
No, it was a mental connection direct to him.
Oh,
But he dropped the mental connection with you.
And kept trying to get it back, and then it kept popping back out.
Yeah.
Look. Listen. If I feel like it's selfish, I feel like I'm probably not supposed to do it. And I would like to do some different stuff that I'm doing, and you gotta maybe not do it sometimes. So we gotta get out of here.
Are you okay?
No. And I'd like to leave.
All right, well, hopefully Vitka and Vishard and Carnage get back soon so we can figure out how the hell we get out of this time loop thing.
If I can't do it, you can't do it. Do you understand me?
Yes, but I'm not Delme. You don't have to treat me like a child.
I'm not treating you like a child. I'm treating you like my friend. If I don't get to be selfish, you don't get to be selfish.
All right.
I think at about that point, the Wyvern will have caught up with you because, again, it's not that far.
Ritka also, when getting back on after hearing the initial, have been like, I asked Carnage to fly gently last time. Would you mind if we fly fast this time?
No, go ahead.
All right, just hold on. Boom.
It's a lot faster. It's a lot steeper. There's a lot more wind. It's a little bit more intimidating, Vishard.
Rick
I
is just
figured.
as relaxed. Maybe a little excited.
Like, I'm gonna clutch tighter, more out of fear of falling. Because I'm not scared of the Wyvern.
If you squeeze
Because-
real, like, a little tighter, it's like, don't worry, I won't let you fall.
Good!
So you land. Fedor makes immediate eye contact with you, Ritka, and glances towards Cecilia. In a way that's very reminiscent of it's not the joking that he and Dimitri have been doing. It's I'm conveying actual information that is relevant when you're in the field kind of thing. It's like,
Yep.
She's the weak link. Actually, that's where that's the reaction that he's giving. And he is very on edge at the moment, glancing around and looking around.
Okay. They'll just tell Carnage to keep his eyes out, just stay with the group and be a good boy. And just give Fedor a little, like a little half nod. Just be like, picked up on it, thanks. And walk over.
All right, you got this. I'll get back to the sky, let you talk to them if that's what you like.
Thank you, Russ.
You and me.
You and me.
You owe me some tea, though. Well, I don't drink tea, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
All right.
Perhaps there'll be some seeds or something in the future that, as long as it doesn't cause any problems.
I think a mouse. I'm gonna take to the sky.
Cecilia, are you alright?
No, but I will be.
Can I do anything for you?
Giant thing of whiskey, maybe?
I wish I had
Yes.
that on me.
A pot of coffee or 12?
I also wish, I will get you whiskey and coffee when we reach a place that has either of those things, or both.
I think for now, just thank you for being you. Which is the silliest thing to say, I'm sure, but
Hug.
Aw.
And then Rika's like, cool, that worked. All right, that was the right move. I'm kind of figuring out this whole empathy thing still, but you know.
It's like
plus
gold
plus.
star.
You followed the steps.
there's like a when she's hugging Cecilia, there's like a look of like, good, this was the right move. Like, yes.
Vashard, what are you doing?
Simon is yawning, that's for
Yes.
sure. I'm gonna go pet Ragnar and Asen. Just hey, I'm back. While Ritka is with Cecilia, because I'll wait for the hug to be over to approach Cecilia.
Vashard, I think you and I have some catching up to do.
I believe so. Also, are you okay?
No, but like I told Rishka, I think I will be. Someday.
Is it the whole time travel thing?
No, it's more complicated than that. But you said you had something you wanted to tell me. So
Now might not necessarily be the best, given your distress.
I assure you, the things I want to say to you are just going to make my distress worse, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
I've done a lot of thinking since last we were in all this. I figured there was always a connection somewhere, but I could never quite put my finger on it.
How do you mean?
Well, of anyone here, you are the only person whom I opened up to. You know me probably more or better than anyone else, maybe aside from Delme.
It's always been a real honor to have your trust, Vashard.
And I want you to know, you have mine too.
I'm afraid I'm not really very good at this sort of thing, but I fear I might not perhaps be the best doctor for you anymore.
But I don't want you to be my doctor.
Well, what do you want?
I think I want to explore our connection. I realize that now is, like I said, probably not the best time to talk about this. But when we get back to all this, you and I in coffee.
I would like that very much. That is, after all, at least a little bit why I don't think I would be a very good doctor for you anymore. I'm afraid I don't really have very doctorly feelings in this regard.
I understand.
We'll look at it later.
Yeah. And I'll go in for a hug.
Oh yeah. Just gonna lead it. Do it. Just take it in.
And I'm gonna kiss her right here.
That's an actual like Cecilia reaction. Just
The spicy kiss.
like, hi.
You okay?
Yeah. Never better. I think she's just gonna kiss him. She's just like, fuck it, I can't take it anymore.
So, as Cecilia kisses Vishard, what do we see from Delme and Ritka?
So Delme is right there because I never said
It's
she
not very
was.
far away either. Yeah.
At no point in time did
Oh!
was Delme not there. So I think she just watches this happen and is just like,
I'd like to
is
think
there a hedge for me to Homer Simpson against?
like Delme and Rick are on the two opposite sides, and so they see this and like they look at each other like through the just past.
And I think like if
And
there's
Rika's just like,
and Delmer's like, and she's just trying to back up into something. And I think like there's like probably like this comic moment they're not even noticing of her like, wait, no, that's a tree. Wait, no, trying really hard to just
walk
like
around over to be next to Delme and you're like, don't.
yeah, Delme will just get very distracted with Ritka and I don't know, Whisper.
Oh,
She's
our own
around.
nice little hug. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like here, you can hide here, Delme.
She just wants to get out of the way of them, you know? Like, nobody wants to make out with somebody standing right here. Like, that's just not fun. They made the choice,
Well,
though.
I mean,
Depends on what they're into. Like, I'm not judging.
exactly.
That's fair. That's
There-
fair.
But
They're
Dora and
like-
Dimitri are probably like, or at least Dimitri is probably like, is it gonna happen now? Is it gonna happen? Are we close?
Orgy. Orgy.
I said Delme's just like chanting it quietly.
No. Dimitri.
That's Dimitri.
Dimitri isn't being quiet about it. He goes, and now... oh no, they're not there yet. Okay. But my entertainment value has increased like tenfold. This is even better than perhaps that night. And then he stops and looks at Ritka and is like, maybe I don't say that out loud.
Delme will take her flask out, have some, and then pass it over to Ritka.
Russ, can you roll me willpower self-discipline?
Maybe. Foci. Okay. Oh, I just know the character sheet says focuses.
Yeah.
22 with 6 stunt points.
I leave it up to you, Russ. Your choice. You haven't heard that voice in 30 years.
I know, but can't be selfish. If she can't, then I can't.
You can't be selfish.
Nope.
And she can't be selfish.
No. If we run into a unicorn, we can ask some questions and that might change things, but until then. Got to get directives from the higher up.
You feel a brush against your mind again. And then it fades.
There's another me out there, and he'll get his wires right. He'll talk to that one.
Yeah. But for a moment, he was talking to you.
Yeah. bad step.
One step changes everything. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Russet.
How we doing?
I hugged our bird.
I know. He's so good.
Let's hug him.
I know, but I don't have opposable thumbs, so up in the air. Apparently, all you two-leggeds are running around hugging each other and kissing each other and all that business. I don't know what's going on over there. So I'll fly. Be fine. But I did get some head scritches, so that was nice.
You did. You did indeed.
Delmay would give you snuggles if you ever made yourself seem remotely open to them.
What? No. No. I mean,
So,
it was a moment. It was like a little private moment. I got a little bit of head scritches. It was nice.
uh-huh.
I want to give Russ head scratches.
But Russ, they weren't the head scritches that went with that voice.
No. Can't be selfish.
But we're gonna go around. How we all doing? Share some love because this is so much of a thing. I'm having shit tons of fun, y'all.
Ooh.
I can make it. It's gonna be even more fun in the near future.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm just riding on the idea that there's like somewhere in the distance Careless Whisper is playing and the orgy episode is coming.
Okay, look, here's the thing. If you actually listen to the lyrics of Careless Whisper, it's not that great.
Yes, I know.
It's all about the saxophone riff. That's it. I don't even need the rest of the
It
song.
really is.
It's just the
saxophone.
riff.
It's just that saxophone.
I mean, we could go with any of the Righteous Brothers songs. It'd be, look, Unchained Melody. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Prax.
Yes.
Do you know what my prom theme song was?
No idea. I can tell you what mine was.
What was yours?
After you, first.
So, Nothing Compares to You. A desperate, sad breakup song was the theme for our prom. It was cool. Yeah, I was like,
Very
I don't know who
nice.
chose that one, but all right, go ahead.
Ours was I've Had the Time of My Life. It
okay.
felt thematically and actually worked really well.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ours was Nothing Compares to You. I was like, that's bad. like don't pick Careless Whisper. Don't pick Total Eclipse of the Heart. Like, don't pick Every Breath
Okay,
You Take.
look.
These are not romantic songs.
That's and here's my last PSA before we get into all the outros and all of that good stuff. I do not know why this is a thing, but apparently one of the consistent top 10 wedding dance songs of all time is the love theme from The Godfather. I'm like, y'all, she dies horribly. Why is that what you want to be dancing to?
There's an
at your
explosion
wedding?
and everything. I mean,
It's like it goes boom. Sorry. I have a problem. I
I
love
just want to listen to the Godfather love theme.
yeah, but I don't want to dance to it at a wedding. I'd be like,
No. The one I see used a lot is the Last of the Mohicans
yeah, that's not
theme,
even
and you're
better.
like, also sad.
Interesting choice.
Not positive associations.
Y'all think about this?
And this is why I had As the World is Falling Down by David Bowie for my wedding because,
Because you're epic.
I spent most of my prom outside the venue, smoking secondhand weed.
I refused to go to my prom because I was like, whatever.
I didn't have a
But I-
prom.
I did not go to prom.
Same. High
I
five.
went to
went.
prom.
And then my after prom party was just me and two of my friends playing Dragon Ball Z on my PlayStation 2 with beer until the sun rose.
That sounds awesome.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Here's a fun fact for you. My senior after prom was kind of awkward because 10 of the girls on the varsity softball team were, because we had a combined junior senior prom, 10 of the girls on the my senior year on the softball team were at the prom. We all went to the same after party, and then we all got up and we're at the 10 a.m. on a Saturday softball game and
Mm.
maintained our perfect record. We felt like shit, but we were there.
Wow.
To be
And
that
you
young
won.
again.
I know.
And won. But somebody didn't look at that schedule. I'm just going to say that. Somebody didn't look at the schedule. But we're going to go around, share some love, share where you can be found, and just maybe something that, maybe something, a question you have about what's going on. Question. Comment, query, thought, concern, quandary, fear, and or inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we go in the same order that we started last time? So we'll start with Simon. Hey, Simon.
Hello.
Look, Simon, you're collecting. You're playing Witcher 1.
I'm collecting
Yeah.
cards.
Well, damn it! Now I want cards of all of us.
Like,
Ooh.
I know.
I mean,
We
it's
have
a
the
funny
art.
joke. It's a funny joke.
Yeah, but we don't actually mean it.
But yeah, I'm not going around the party to collect their cards.
Because he hasn't got Russ's yet.
That's just fucking gross. But yeah,
No,
I'm
this is way more consensual and wholesome.
yeah.
We're not Pokemon.
No.
But yeah, I'm Simon. Oof, almost forgot my name. At Wandering DM, you can find me every Sunday night here playing Blue Rose. You can also find me every Wednesday here playing Witcher, except the last Wednesday of the month, where I miss like half of the Witcher game because I have like an overlapping stream for a while still on Cyberpunk Uncensored. And then Thursday, you can find me over on my channel at 8:30 p.m. playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is a any nominated game of superhero adventure, and it's all based around teamwork and like cooperative storytelling. And
Emmy nominated?
Any nominated.
Any.
I was waiting for the Emmy, but cool.
And then on Friday, this Friday actually, will be the finale of our 1.5-year campaign of Cyberpunk Red. So if you've been watching, come around. If you haven't, everything's on my YouTube page. So just head on there, watch 1.5 years of content, and then show up on Friday. And then Saturday at 1 p.m. will be Scion. We'll be returning with Scion. And I think that's it for now. I don't have any questions, but I do have love to give to Cecilia because nice breakdown.
Yeah.
No, that was very cool to see, like, because I don't remember the last time we saw Roll. Like, when's the last time he connected?
Just recently.
Yeah, recently.
It went like the beginning of the season because
Yeah.
that's when he told her that, hey,
I think
we
I
got
have
those
memory
books.
issues.
well, that's what VODs are for.
And then yeah, that's it for now for me.
Okay then, and then hopping over to Pooja. Hi Pooja, how we doing? How we feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Hey, everybody. I'm Pooja. You can find me over on Twitter at Pooja and at Poojaberwalkie on Instagram and on Twitch. And let's see. What am I doing this month? On Tuesdays, you can find me over on the Manapot Studios channel at 8 Eastern playing Flights of Fandom. This month's flight is Arkham themed, where I play a hench person to personally Harley Quinn, but it's a bunch of hench people that do heists and all sorts of shenanigans in Gotham. So it's so much fun, and I'm feeling particularly inspired by watching the Suicide Squad this weekend, and so it's just gonna be real crazy, I'm sure, on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, you can find me over on Simon's channel playing Sentinels of the Multiverse with a very reluctant superhero. And then, of course, back here on Sunday. And as for love, I too, first and foremost, had to think of Alyssa, who's really shown this episode and shown such a broad spectrum of emotions and character depth, and it was just lovely to watch. And let's hope we can get her some caffeine next week. But if not, who knows what's gonna happen? I'm sure excited to find out. And as for questions, will they get back to the present? Will Talia call again? Who knows? Will more people make out? I don't know.
I control possibly 2 of those things. Well, 1.5 of those things. I definitely don't control the PCs making out. That's not in my power. That's all on them. And then, hey, Alyssa.
Hello.
How are you?
This was such a big Cecilia episode, so I really appreciate everyone playing with me in this space of just like all the emotions, just so many emotions. It was really great to. It's great to like get to have the opportunity to do that kind of thing. So I really appreciate everybody doing that. For the boring stuff, hello, I'm Alyssa or Xander Slambleton. This is the only thing I'm doing right now because I am currently in the process of taking a shit ton of classes to go to medical school. So I am very much only doing this right now. This is the only stream you can find me, but I am lurking, I promise. Cell biology is interesting, but it's not that interesting that you can't do other things while you study. But for love, I think one of the best things of this whole episode that, I mean, obviously Russ, just everything with Russ, always. But one of the comedy moments for me was just Del May and how she talks to her mom, knowing that, like, she doesn't exist yet. And just like, do you know how much it hurts when someone says that they're not your mom when they're very clearly your mom? It's like, or tie together to get with her dad. I think that was my favorite of that whole call. But, you know, lots of love to her and lots of love to everybody. You know, Prax's face through this whole thing has just been mwah. I'm so glad we're filling you out with that. Question-wise, I kind of want to know, how do you talk to a god? Like, how do you reach a god? Because it might be good to ask this god, like, yo, what's up with the time travel? How do we do that? Why you do that? And obviously, when are we all going to make out again? That's always a question.
See my previous statement. Hey, Trooper. How's Russ doing?
Much better than he was, actually. Having that conversation with Cecilia, actually, i.e. having someone else who's going through similar sort of struggles, talking to her, helping her feel better, made him feel better. Because he was able to be like, yeah, especially when she told him about her brother, he was like, oh, yep, okay, this helps solidify, right, my thought process. So I feel like he's feeling much better than he was. She helped give him clarity, and you know, they're buds. So he's sad, and he would really like to talk to a unicorn to talk to them, because he can't talk to the Write-in Council because it's the past, so that's no good. But he's feeling much better having talked to Cecilia, because you know, they're buds, and you know, it was good.
They love each other.
They do. They're like, me, I'm Trooper SJP, and it's Sunday, and I'm doing well, and you can find me on Wednesday for The Witcher, where I'm playing a character who is not as good in instincts as Russ, for example, just different, and a little bit less steadfast. And you can find me on Friday. That's Witcher at 7:30 or 7:45. Our time's a little bit different this time around. And we're at Prax's channel. That's this one where you're at right now, which you should follow and subscribe if you haven't done already. And then Friday at 7 p.m. on my channel, Trooper SJP, City of Light and Shadow, French Resistance Campaign with Lindy, whose character is an innocent opera singer, except not the innocent part. And then I'm just saying. And then you can find me again
Innocent.
doing all the
Damsel in
RPGs.
distress.
Oh, that's what you say, but you also you rolled deceit, not rapport. So I just feel like I'm just saying. And then you can find me, of course, back on Sunday for Faint Dawn on Table Story at 4, and then here for Romance of the Blue Rose at 8. And then the question I would have is, my love. That's hard because, of course, there's so much goodness here. Yeah, I just I gotta go give my love. I gotta give my love to Alyssa. That was just some excellent Cecilia business right there. And I just loved watching, really, like, Alyssa and Pooja, that scene together was so good. And then all the love. And then the question, though, I think actually, Prax, do you want to know if I have a question or if Russ has a question? Because they're two different things.
Either or both.
I want to know what's up with these spirits wherein death is just a state of being. Because I'm like, hold on a second. There's been some past related hallucinations and spirits for a bunch of people, and I'm not quite certain how. I've got some questions about that, so I have some questions, and I would love to know what's up with that, because we've got Talia, we've got the brother, and we've all had a little bit of hallucinating, so I have some questions about what's going on there. And Russ just was like, can we talk to someone who has a higher pay grade than we do about this time travel thing? Because that'd be real great. He really wants to know what about the dance and like how this works. So he'd like to talk to a god. Seem really impressive. They're way more impressive than unicorns, and unicorns are already super impressive. So like I feel like a unicorn seems a little bit. I think he just might pass out if they're an actual god, but like a unicorn seems doable. He almost hyperventilated with a unicorn, but he totally would with a god. So he would just like to talk to a griffin or unicorn about time travel ethics. Yeah, that's his question.
Cool.
That's me.
Good to know.
I don't know if he will, but that's because he's like.
And last but certainly never least, hey Lindy, how are you?
Hi. Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Doing great. Just super spiffy. I'll go in reverse of my normal order of say all the amazing things first because my brain might forget it. And I'll do the boring stuff first because, I have a really good question. That's all. So me, I'm Left Love Lindy. You can find me online as such pretty much everywhere. I play in and GM some tabletop RPGs. You can find me next. God, it's Sunday. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow and Tuesday on my channel for some Dungeons and Dragons. Find me here on Wednesday for Witcher, where I play Brenna, who's even less emotionally available than Ritka. And, everything's just fine. Not. And then you can find me on Friday, Trooper SJP's channel, where I'm a totally innocent opera singer because I rolled really, really well in those deceit checks, and so no one would know the difference. Everyone believes it. It's fine. It's great. Hopefully it keeps up. Otherwise I'm in big trouble. And, that's just about it, I think. And here on Sundays from our room, it's the Blue Rose. Some love. Let me throw out some love. Of course, Alyssa, obviously, for Cecilia. That was amazing. But I also got to throw out some love to our Kernish boys who are in here going, I'm from Kern and I know that this is the moment to hug somebody. Like that moment in particular just stuck with me. And I loved it. And at nighttime, Delme talks on the phone to her mom. And Russ having a friend and just getting all, a little emotional with Cecilia. It was very like, aw, he has feelings and it's great. He's not all work. Yay. And Bashard for being brave enough to take a ride on Carnage. That was, moment of love for everyone. And my question, because Lindy, don't really have many questions, but Ritka has a lot of questions. What the one Ritka is going to ask is, she's hugging Delmay, right? Because just came into the hug with Delmay, and would kind of lean in, and if you're feeling left out, I mean, we could make out too if you wanted. And I'm just gonna leave that there for Delmay to answer next week.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for next week. Good one, Lindy. Thank you. And as for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at Dear Gentleman on Twitter. Praxagorth has me Euphoria. See me around here on Twitch, and you can find us back here on Wednesday. It'll probably be about 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock. Maybe a little bit late, but 7:30 is what we're looking at. For Witcher Roads Home, somebody made a choice at the end of last session. It was a great choice. And then there was someone who made a choice the session before that was also a great choice. And I'm just loving it all. So there'll be little things going on there. And then on Friday for the series finale of Cyberpunk Red over on Wandering DM, as Trin's my disaster child mechanic, gets to we'll find out what's going on with her, at least for a little bit. Then back here on Sunday, I can reveal a little secret, however, that with Cyberpunk Red ending, I feel that there's not enough Talsorian in my life. So we are going to begin the solo episodes for Mechton Starblade. Well, you'll have to find out what the series title will be. But the solo episodes for Mechton will begin September 3rd. And we'll do solo episodes for each of the characters, and then we'll have season 2 of Mechton coming. But other than that, check my Twitter because I was posted where I'm going to be. All the fun, wonderful, fabulous folks like these people. Follow them. Their stuff is in chat. The stuff is in the chat. Their links. And then we will see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.